RENARS PODCAST.
Uh-oh. What is this? Oh. A little bit of music. And then that's how it starts. Welcome. We have Jean-Paul Lee in the house.
What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Very good.
So yeah, very lucky. This guy came all the way from other side of London. He's an actor, stunt performer, a martial artist, director, writer, you name it. He's all of those things.
I try.
So which one of you would say you're the main one at the moment?
I was about to say filmmaker, but it doesn't make any sense. Like,
Well,
that's
fine.
More into movie creating, so I would say director.
Okay.
Kind of thing. I'm still doing stunts.
Okay. So yeah, me and JP, everyone knows him as JP, we met about freaking 10 years ago in a super famous place called Beckton, East London Gymnastics. Yeah. So I just heard the noise coming out from my thing. I want to turn it off. And yeah, here you go. And yeah, so we know each other for a long time. And it was... I think my first impression was when I saw you. This guy has some mad kicks, and so all the kicking started. Let's go straight away. Where did it start? How long ago it started? It started in France. You moved to UK. How many years ago now?
10 years.
Wow.
I arrived 2013. Yeah.
Right.
About martial arts, I started with karate when I was like 6. Then I moved into Hapkido for 8 years.
Yeah.
That's why my style is very much about spinning kicks.
Right.
Jumping kicks, like in the not the taekwondo way, like not kicking forward, but kicking on like a spinning. This is where I got most of my style, and I did 2 years of capoeira, so I think that's why you see me putting my hand on the ground, do a lot of the kick
sweet.
stuff. So yeah,
Capoeira. You see, that's why I do podcasts. I didn't know that you did capoeira because I did capoeira for 2 years as well in Vancouver in Canada.
Okay.
A club called or the school called Asha Capoeira.
okay.
And the guy who was the coach, now he's a stunt performer, actor. His capoeira name is Marcus Aurelius. That's obviously not the real name. And he was the one, and you know him because he did those mad kicks. What's the name when you spin? Oh God, totally throw it my head. He was knocking out people. I'm gonna put the video right now.
Yeah.
He's super famous. Mialua. Mialua di Campascio.
Yeah, di Campascio,
Yeah. So he's famous for that video.
So that was your teacher.
Yeah, that was my teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, now he's a stunt performer and doing all that kind of stuff. He was actually messaged me a while ago. He's like, so how do you become a stunt performer in UK? And then I said, whether you're freaking amazing and people love you and they hire you anyways, or you do the thing what I did for not very talented people and become a part of British Stunt Registry.
So does he want to come here or?
BSR. No, just joking. But that's the way I saw my way to get into the industry, I guess. So everyone has a different thing. Cool. Yeah, so push this microphone like this.
Yeah.
Because this is what you're doing.
Was it
No, you're doing this. And then there was...
Yes. Yes. Is it working well like this? Not too much in front. For that camera, I'm trying to feed that.
No, it's
camera.
not about that. It's more about so I can hear you and then you don't turn away.
Now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Cool.
That's fine. Okay, so you started martial arts in France.
Yeah.
That's where... So 10 years ago, how old are you now?
I'm 40.
You 40. I'm going to be 40 next year. So I'm going to join you.
Still look young.
Oh, stop it. I'm going to join your losers party.
Still kicking at 40, guys. Still
That's what's up. Still kicking at 40. I mean, like, there are some... Who are the biggest action stars now who are the oldest and still do stuff? We earlier mentioned...
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. He's about 60, is he?
Yeah. I don't want to say anything. I think it's around 60 maybe. Can you check on the wiki?
Of course I can check it. Yeah.
I was about to go, is he talking?
What do you think? I think he's 58. 58.
56.
Okay, I will check it. Have you met him?
Never
I
met
would
him. Love to, but never had the chance.
Yeah, you know what they say. You have to make it and be amazing first. He's 60 years old, dude.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
60, then it is.
He totally could be 55 or whatever. Yeah.
He's looking great at his age. I mean.
And 27th of July, he's born on the same day as I am, but just different month.
Jeez.
I'm 27th of April. He's 27th of July.
And he started his career 30 years ago, which is crazy if you think of it.
Career in the movie industry.
Yeah. As an actor, I think. He started 30 years ago.
So what did he do before? He was just more martial artist?
Yeah. Donnie was never a stuntman. I think he's very clear about this. He was always an actor in everything he's been doing. And actually directing too, but I'm not very...
That's a tough one. Like, those who know the industry, and you know that very well, as soon as you kind of get into stunts, it helps you for your actor's career, and a lot of times it doesn't, because some directors are like, whoa, what, so you're a stuntman or you're an actor?
Yeah.
And I was in one casting where I said, oh yeah, well, I'm a stuntman and I do acting as well. It's like, no, you're one or the other.
Yeah.
So they kind of stigmatize you, saying like, you can't do both, or if you do stunts as well, so you're not a very good actor. What is your experience about this?
The same. They see you as a stuntman, and because you're stunts, you don't know anything about drama, you don't know anything about acting, so they really look at you, okay, he's a physical performer, and just don't talk, just do your kung fu, and that's it. No, that's true, right? That's exactly this. And then when you tell them, I'm also an actor, and they look at you like, yeah, right. Like, they look at you as a second grade actor because this is not your main skill.
Yeah.
And they cannot believe that a martial artist could be a good actor. But then even if you look back then, like Bruce Lee was like great in both. But just today people don't really care. You're a stuntman.
Because the thing is, one of the reasons why we prevail in any industry is because we just focused on that specific industry. I think back in the days people were like versatile. So someone could be by day a plumber, by evening he's one of the best runners or something like that.
Yeah.
So there was a combination, but now it's very like specific. You do this one thing. That's it, and that's probably could be the reason. And do we have examples of actually actors who you started as a stunt performers?
Jackie
Chan,
that's
that's
the OG,
the biggest one, yeah.
I mean, Yen Biao, Sammo Hong, like that team.
That's Jackie's brother, Samuel Hong.
Yeah. I'm not really sure about Tony Jaa. I think so. Iko Uwais from The Raid, he was an actor. He started as an actor. He was a martial art instructor, and then he went straight into acting. Never been in stunts. But yeah, that's not much. Jean-Claude Van Damme was already an actor, I think.
Yeah, but Jean-Claude was like, he went to LA and he just tried to make it, and he was doing extra work. He was doing all the whatever. And then, as far as I know, like, he showed like his skills, and someone casted him to do some kind of a fighting stuff. Speaking of Jean-Claude, I might be working with Jean-Claude in 3-4 weeks in Italy.
Okay.
I'm waiting for confirmation.
Really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I was like, this Italian friend of mine, like, who's a stunt coordinator. He's like, Renars, do you want to fight Jean-Claude Van Damme? And I was like, can he still walk?
That's amazing. What, is it like a Netflix film or something? Can you say it?
No, you can say it. I don't know what it is. As far as I know, it's quite a small production. So
okay.
Yeah,
still
dude, I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I'm super excited. Cool. But I also am like a little bit dreading and a little bit afraid because I don't hear particularly good things about working with him, especially when you're a stunt performer.
Okay. I heard he's hitting stunts.
He doesn't hold his punches.
Quite hard,
yeah. Which actually, Jess, who was one of my guests, he said the same thing about Donnie Yen as well. He doesn't hold his punches. But it's all about, is there a reason for it?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially when we do body shots, like if you want to do a push kick, if you want to do a body shot to a stomach, you need to create that contact. Yeah, and if you're too afraid and, it just doesn't work. It's fine, as long as they don't kick you in the face.
Yeah, but it's still cinema. It's still like a movie making. There shouldn't be, people getting hurt too much.
What is the craziest thing you got hurt? Like, have you been kicked like really bad or by other actors?
I was on the wire on the Old Guard too.
Right, but that's a wire thing.
It's a wire thing.
No. I'm talking about, have you been like hurt by other performer?
Yeah.
Anything specific?
Yeah. One of them in Aquaman 2, I got hit in the head with a carbon fiber stick. I was just dodging the move, and they just go ping, and I fell on the ground. And the stunt co was like, JP, stay there. And then I start to see like the blood, flowing. And
shit!
But it didn't hurt at all. Like,
it
just
opened.
Yeah,
skin.
exactly. It was nothing, but that's part of the.
Yeah, but was it a stunt performer or was it an actor?
Yeah, it was a stunt.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was during rehearsal. It wasn't even on shoot.
Yeah,
that was fine. And I love the guy. We're cool. It was an accident.
Oh, dude, we go through that. Like, while I was training and starting to understand what is a screen fighting and stuff, there's one time I did spin kick 360 and I kicked the guy in the face.
The actor?
No.
Okay.
No. This one of the stunties, and I opened his eye, and like he had put like 5 stitches.
5.
and then the other time, I think I broke guy's nose and stuff. Also, like not counting like the distance. But the reason why I'm saying that, first of all, I actually got back. We did a little rehearsal, like kind of a fight thing.
Okay.
And I was fighting a girl, and she punched me in the face so hard that almost knocked my tooth out and punctured my skin in the face.
Oh no, shit.
So I was like, shit, this is for all those times what I did in the past.
But that was a stunt girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
but all I'm saying is just like that happens. You know?
It's part of the job. You know,
Part of the job is learning process.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing, sometimes you don't even think about that it could happen, but it couldn't happen.
Yeah, it's when you don't expect for it and then just come in your face.
Yeah, just come in your face.
Yeah, that's
baby. I got you there. Welcome to RENARS Podcast.
Keep this, don't cut this, okay?
Can I keep this or I have to cut this out? Okay, so we have some kind of structure in our podcast, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I want to go straight to talk about your upbringings and how the whole film industry happened for you in your life, and when did you start thinking, "Ooh, I want to be in movies"?
Okay.
Did you pursue anything else before that? Yeah.
No, at all. I started like when I came to the UK 2013. Before that, I was in pharmaceuticals.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What do you mean? So you had before you had a different education, different pursuits.
I have 2 masters. I went to business school for 4 years, so I got an MBA in luxury management.
No, me too.
But I mean that was my path, you know. Like that's what my parents wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Asian parents, right? So
Asian parents. Wait. Oh no.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, still works.
I like this. Wait.
Yeah.
What? That's the way. So say it again. Asian parents.
Asian parents. I love them.
No.
But that's what I was supposed to do for my parents, make them happy, especially my dad, my cousins, or like doctors, pharmacists, stuff like this. So I had to do this, but I was training martial arts since I was a kid. Never stopped for like 30 years or something, and then I decided to quit my job. I was working in Cambodia at the time for a French company, and then I just got bored. I'm saying that straight to camera. Yes, I got bored of that office work, and I wanted to do movies. And Laurent Lowe, right?
Yeah.
Was in the UK training for the stunt register. And he was like, "Hey, bro, come to the UK. We're gonna do stunts together." And I just quit the job, and I think 2 weeks later I was in the UK.
Before we continue further about the movie industry on that path, so someone who also was studying in university, I did my bachelor's degree, took me about 4 years, and then my master's degree took me about another 2.5 years. So I got my MBA in international business,
Right.
and then was a proper corporate rat, basically sitting in the office. So for me, I think university time was fine because I enjoyed the meeting people, hanging out, and we had a lot of fun, especially the first 2 years in university. How was it uni for you? You studied in France and Paris?
In France. Yeah, in Paris.
Right. How many years did you do a bachelor's degree?
I'm not very familiar about like the bachelor terms to compare with like the French education.
How did you call it?
Master, like
straight away.
Yeah. I mean, it's after university. Like it's right. Like it's 2 years later, and you just do. I did 3 years, and I did my to get my first master in marketing.
Right.
And then I did another year for the MBA.
Oh wow. It is a bit different because we always go first as the bachelor degree, and bachelor's degree program used to be 4 years. Now it's 3 years in Europe or whatever. So for you, after high school, you went to university, which would be 2 years.
I do not know exactly the terminology like in English, but in French it's called bac plus 5. It's like the baccalaureate. I don't know if it's the same name in English, and plus 5 years.
Oh.
And those 5 years or 4 years, back plus 4 actually, because the 4 years that I've done. I don't know exactly how it works.
No, that's fine. So after high school, which is 12th grade, right? Then you would go to uni, and how long did you study in uni?
2 years.
2 years.
I did accounting.
And then you did 1 more year to get
and then four more years.
And 4 more years.
Yeah.
So 6 years you studied in university. Great. It's good that you can use that education now.
For nothing. Today it's absolutely for nothing. Just on my taxes. It's good.
Oh. Really? Yeah, because you can do your own taxes. That's good. So anyone who is struggling with their taxes, get in touch with JP here.
Yeah,
He
friendly
can
rates.
direct your movie and do your taxes. Bonus.
Agents.
So and then in university, when did it started? Like, do you remember the time when like something is not right? Something this is you can't do. And for me, I said like, is this my life? That's the question I was given.
Yeah.
So when did that started for you?
Oh, it was just getting just boring. Like I couldn't focus during the meetings. I was thinking about like Jet Li films and stuff like that.
Right.
Like when I was doing a presentation, I remember one day I was at the board telling people about the sales and everything, and I saw Jet Li in my mind, and I just lost my train of thought, and I was like, they look at me like, and I was thinking about Once Upon a Time in China. I'm like, what is going on with me? Like it was like disrupted. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And it kept being like this the whole time, and I got bored at work. I'm not saying it's bad, okay, office work. I'm just saying it's not for me.
Yeah. But you know what? You should say it's bad office work because it is bad.
Well, if people like it, I'm not judging people.
Listen,
I'm just saying,
as more we study, as more we understand, people should not be crapped in those fucking cubicles. 8 to 5 every day. And if we talk about like, you know, I don't want to judge anyone either. But the thing is, if we percentage-wise, if we do ask and say honestly, do you want to be in that cubicle from that time to that time to do reports or whatever, which you know that doesn't really count or whatever, 80% going to say no. But you know what they're going to say? I need to pay my bills. And that's the scariest part. And this is what I wanted to always do. You know what? I don't want to have in my life to lead my life by because I need to pay my bills.
Yeah, but I was exactly in that way of thinking, you know, like that's why I stayed there like that long. It took me years to actually go, you know what, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to leave the safety net and then just going to try something, you know, like especially when you start, it's so difficult, you know, doing stunts in the UK.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not in stunt register like myself. But I had to do it because it was affecting my mental health. Like I can fake it as much as I can to work at the office, you know, and at some point, I just wasn't there. I wasn't happy to go to work. It wasn't even about movies. It was just about that specific work. I couldn't go forward. I'm like, I can't. And I'm always thinking the fact that you're only young once. So you might as well do the stuff and then, you know, like see how it works and then you try. And then if it fails, it fails. If you know.
Kudos, man. Like, and you know, I know exactly how it feels and how it was for me as well. Like, I got my master's degree. I started working in this company, whatever, and all of a sudden I dropped everything and I moved to Canada to do door-to-door sales from house to house with other like high school dropouts or something.
Right.
It's just didn't make sense. But I knew whatever I was doing in Latvia, it just didn't make sense.
Right.
I need to get the fuck out. And okay, and so you were doing martial arts also from what age?
I started at 6. I did that for 2 years, and then I was living in Lyon, like in the southeast of France, and then I moved to Paris. Then started Hapkido and Capoeira, and the gymnastic stuff also.
Yeah, because your style is very tricky stuff, right? So when did the tricking started? When did the need to do a super spin kick and flip and stuff? When did that get in?
2001 was the first time American performers, I talk about sports karate, like the trickers, right? But doing the kata on music. They came to France 2001. They made a show. One of them was John Valera, is a very famous stunt coordinator today. The stunt code that we had on Aquaman 2. So when I met him, it was like full circle. I talked to him and I said, thank you so much. I'm so happy to meet you.
How many years later that's?
20 years.
20 years later.
2021, yeah. And met him 2001. And he obviously didn't know me, but I'm a big fan of his. Look at that kick, ready? Spinning hook, side swipe. Look how clean it was.
Wow.
Not like a gym floor. It's proper like the tatami.
Yeah.
You can't cheat the jump. This is proper technique.
And the him himself, the guy, where is he? He's in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle. Like, look at that here.
And now he's going. Wow.
It's just the
I don't even know what the hell that is.
It was like a one leg instead of the double leg, but just one leg.
And where are these guys from?
They're from California.
California.
Yeah.
So that's also like kind of beginning of XMA, isn't it?
For France, yes. XMA was here like in the 90s. So they were champions, you know, like they came to France and they showed it to us. And that was the first time I've ever seen all this movie we're watching right now. I've never watched that before.
Wow. And these guys, they, even though they're from states, but they originally, what are their ethnicity? Filipino.
Yeah.
And Filipinos are amazing dancers as well. Like they're just amazing movers.
Right.
Have you ever seen like world championships in with dancing? Like Filipino breakdancing is insane.
Right. No, I've never watched it.
So, because I mean, like one of the big advantages, because Filipinos are usually quite short, so they can, it's easier for a smaller person to do tricking than for a bigger person. That's just physics. But I think also like Filipino kind of culture comes from like stuff when they had to fight quite a lot, and then they just physically got better. I don't know. What is that? Because I know where the karambit comes from, and Kali and Silat. That comes from what country?
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Is it?
I think so.
I'm not sure if it's Indonesia. It's traditionally practiced in Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. So it is Indonesia as well. That's really crazy because Indonesians like... even in Bali, I was even trying to find Silat gym and stuff. So... Because
you couldn't find,
but the thing is, like Bali is very different. Like they have a very different type of culture, and Balinese people are very different from Indonesian people. Yeah, there's a huge difference. Okay. Anyways, so Silat then does, because one of the reasons they start doing Silat, which is like with karambit, as you know, like this nasty like cuts and all the openings, because they were like rebelling against the authorities and stuff, and they have also a lot of wars going on through their. Similar like in Brazil when they would do capoeira, that was like as they were slaves, but they were hiding. It's not really martial art. There was like a dance. I'm not sure it's similar, but anyways, so I got a bit sidetracked there.
That's all right.
Then okay, so once again, what was the guy's name?
John Valera. John, that's his team here.
Yeah,
Team
John Valera. Valera.
He's a stunt coordinator today.
Right now,
amazing guy.
And where is he based?
In LA, I think.
In LA,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I met him like 20 years later on the show, and I was like, I'm so honored to be with you. I'm not saying that to be nice, try to, I was just really like I finally meet you, and that thanks to you, everything led to that moment when I shake your hand.
Well, that's something like if I do get that job with Van Damme, I would be saying very similar
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. And whatever it's like, whatever the press says or whatever what things they've been going through as a celebrities and all that. That's I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But they, when they were younger, like Van Damme, he went to LA. He had a dream. He had a dream to be in the movies.
Yeah.
And so many people can relate it. And it's funny that again I'm mentioning Jess Loden. How do you say his last name? And Jess was saying that Van Damme was the only person he can relate to. Because he was also from similar upbringings, similar like place. He also spoke the same language, and that's incredible. And it's so great that we have people who can inspire us.
Yeah.
And now, who do we have to inspire us? Some TikTok stars.
I'm very old school, so for me, it's these guys, and whatever I see now, I'm like,
yeah, it's a bit of tragedy. Okay, so and for you also getting into martial arts, what was the reason?
My brother was getting bullied like at school.
Wow.
Yeah, he came back and he was like bleeding from the nose, and my father was like, okay, you guys going to martial arts, because my father was a martial artist.
Oh right. What did he do?
Hapkido.
Yeah.
And then that's how we got into karate.
What is it? If you would describe Hapkido, what is it?
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
Korean.
What kind of strikes is it? Is it?
I mean, there's a lot of kicks, but the kicks are for more like just to be athletic. Like the teachers, they know that this is not to use in fights.
There's no practical application for
exactly, yeah. It's just for you to be able to do these moves, so you're more capable to do any kind of move.
Right.
If you fall on the ground, it's easier to stand up, whatever, like just to make you just more athletic, yeah. But a lot of locks, like the wrist lock.
Which is Aikido. So Hapkido, Aikido, so there's similarities.
Kind of, like in terms of some of the wrist lock.
Right.
And the fall, everything's pretty much like judo.
Oh, okay.
And also, of course, like the Aikido, like the way they do the wrist lock and how you fall.
Yeah.
Judo throws and stuff like this. I shouldn't say judo throws because Hapkido is Korean, so they don't want to. But I'm just saying that because it's clear to explain.
Yeah.
Like defense against knife, stuff like that. They also know that like if you fight with a knife, you just have to run.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
still teach you like worst case scenario, like
Because Aikido was designed mainly for samurai fighters. So
Right.
Aikido was in order to disarm someone if you don't have a sword and someone attacks you with a sword. As I
Right.
understand, that was the kind of the basics. And also like Aikido, Hapkido, how would you say, what is the main difference between those two?
I don't know if it's a big difference, but I know culturally like Aikido is Japanese and Hapkido is Korean.
Right.
So I guess it's different use in terms of that time. You know, like main difference is that Hapkido has more strike. Like
Right.
has strikes actually. Like Aikido doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
In Hapkido, they will still teach you how to punch, how to do elbows and kicks, and then then I would say 70% of the teachings and the knowledge is throws. You know,
Okay.
like
Do we know who are the biggest action stars who use Hapkido?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Right.
That's why I wanted to do the Hapkido, because if you look at Jackie's kicks, people think or assume that the kicks, the way he kicks, is kung fu. It's not. If you look at Jackie's kick, I talk about like police story stuff like this, all Hapkido, and he did Hapkido for 10 years, something like this, with a Sammo Hung.
Yeah.
So that's why their kicks are all spinning, jumping back, like jumping back kick,
Yeah.
spinning kicks, back sweeps, stuff like that. It's all from Hapkido. So Jackie took the best of, like what looks cool on camera.
Yeah.
And I knew about this, like way before I did Hapkido. And I was, I want to do like Jackie.
Did you study much Jackie's past and Jackie's kind of biography?
I kind of know some stuff. I didn't check lately, but
So I read his biography a while ago. I mean, like the whole idea that his parents just left him with the with that theater school when he was 9 years old.
Right.
Yeah, and then one of the things he said every day they would have to do 1 hour handstands.
Yeah.
Things like that. But one of the things what I wanted to also hear your opinion, and it was mentioned in the book, that when he started getting into stunts, very often you go on a set and there's like these stunt guys are lined up and they're like, who's gonna do this? And
Right.
people are like, whether they're afraid, whatever, and then you always have to be the yes man. But sometimes they literally someone just breaks their leg or even dies in front of you, and they're okay, who wants to try it? And then Jackie would be one of those who like, fuck it, I would just do it. And that's how you kind of make it, if you don't get broken.
Yeah, but yeah, it's funny because I watched Enter the Dragon 2 days ago
Oh.
for the 50-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And only a few people recognize Jackie. So Bruce Lee grabs a guy like this, and it's actually Jackie. People are like, oh, it's Jackie. And you can tell that, just looking at his career, like he wanted to shine, like, so that's why he's always go, I want to do it, just to prove that he could do it. And he's also obviously one of the best performers of all time,
Right.
like it's Jackie, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's...
I mean, at the end of the day, that's the only way to succeed, to be there and to be, yes, I will do it.
And
Yes,
do it
I will
and
try
show
it.
it, and then you can do it. Anybody else, like, they can't do it, so you're doing it, and you
Yeah.
do it well. People are like, okay, next job, can you please come forward?
Yeah.
I think that's high risk, high reward kind of.
Yeah.
mentality.
Well, especially in his career, it's just insane. Not even
exactly.
talking about all the injuries he's got
Yeah.
through the time. Probably the craziest one was, I forgot what's the title of the film, where he was jumping on a tree and then like falling through, and he
Open it,
fractured his skull, basically, opened it, and
I think
they
it's,
took him to the hospital.
Armor of God, the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's just crazy, man. It stunts too, and
And then he was back on the set, shortly afterwards.
that's it. I mean,
That's
Jackie. Yeah,
that's the mentality.
There's nothing to say about him. People know him. He's a legend. There's nothing.
Cool. Okay, so your biggest inspirations at the time. Okay, so you started because of the self-defense. I actually started also self-defense. I got punched in the face. My tooth got knocked out. And I said, and then like a couple of weeks later in my little town, the karate came up, like Shotokan. And I was like, I'm going there.
Karate Kid, let's
and
go.
And the best part was like, I said like a year, 2 years later, fuck, like this guy, because he was my classmate. And only years later, I mean, I was so thankful that he taught me that lesson, because I had a big mouth. So he came from like quite shitty family, and it was not his fault that he was dirty and stinky and all that stuff. And I was like calling those things out, and he just came over and punched me right in the face. Knocked the tooth out, but it was what they call the milk tooth or the baby tooth.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not like. So I got a new one, I don't know, a month later. But yes, I started, that's how I got into it. And then only years later, you realize it's yeah, okay, maybe that's self-defense, but mainly there's so many other things you learn from martial arts and so many other challenges. And I don't know how it was for you, and I'm pretty sure it was similar that your teacher would never say like, oh, use this, I don't know, like even in defense, they would say like, if that's the last resort, there's nothing else you can do, then use your martial arts. But
Yeah. It's basically know how to do it, but don't use it.
yeah,
I think I used a judo throw once in 10 years.
yeah. What, in the
Same.
fight?
Yeah, but like, like someone just like pushing me and stuff. I said, can you please stop? And then just boom.
Yeah.
And I was, it works. Like, you're like, it works. Body mechanics, it works. But that's the only time, like.
I was like, I had only. Do you know how many fights did you get in?
It's not a fight. I just ran away. The
yeah.
guy had a knife. So basically,
shit,
you just
yeah.
talked to, and that was in the UK.
Fuck.
I was with two friends. To be honest, we were like had some drinks, right?
Yeah.
So at the same time, you can't really, It was at Swiss Cottage, near that station.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're just going home, like the three of us, and then you have three teenagers behind us with like the knife was like this, the kitchen knife, And it was hey. As soon as I heard their voices, it was like 11 p.m. and I was like, there we go. And I look back, you see three teenagers, and one of them is showing the knife. You don't want that in your stomach, right? And I said, nope. And I was like, what I learned in Hapkido, talk to them like they're your friends. I was like, it's okay, bro, what do you want? Your phone. Okay, this is my phone. Guys, give the phone. And we give the phone. Wallet, all right. And I did something very funny at the time. So my friend gave their wallet. It was a couple. And I gave mine, and I said, I need the credit card. So I'm going to give it to you. And you're going to give me the credit card, yeah? You're right, brother. Are we good? And he was like, yeah. Because I think I confused him by how relaxed I was. I wasn't like, not like freaking out at all. I was just like, I need the card, so you're going to give me the card. You can take the rest. It's fine, brother, okay? Can we do that? Yeah, okay. God, I couldn't believe myself. I was like, he's really stupid. Like, no, I'm taking the card. Thank you. You're going to go your way. Are we good? We're good, right? You guys wanted the money? That's it. There we go. I was like, yeah, okay, we're good, brother. You call me brother. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, brother, we're good. Okay, we're going to go separate ways. Are we good? And the next day, I'm sure you can even find it online. Like, they stabbed people. So it was like in the news. I think they did that to 7 people and they stabbed one. But at the same time, like you can't play Bruce Lee. People have a knife.
No,
even with no friends, you just go like, okay, just talk to them. You don't want to go any further. There you go. So I know I'm feeding the stereotype of the knife attack in London, but I lived one, and it's a non-fight. It was just like this, and I talk about like some other stuff. Yeah, I got beaten up when I was a teenager, but it's not like it wasn't something memorable. Like it wasn't like people come and they punch your face and that's it.
No, but that knife attack, it's and Errol, who was guest before you, he mentioned like he got mugged like 3 or 4 times. Like the one when we worked last year on The Witcher, he literally would say like, oh, just recently someone attacked me while I was on a bike. So he's on a motorbike and someone sat and he did the TKD kicks and the helmets and shit. Like he did proper action. Right. And I was like, fuck, because he like so, he's been there, he's seen it, like that happened. With me, knock the wood. I've been lucky. I lived also in East London, whatever, like would be around these areas and stuff. I never like seen, experienced stuff like that. But as you say, like if you have that situation when they pull out the knife or whatever, and what do you do? Because in my head, I think I would, if it's 3 guys, like there's no point. There's, I would say like if it's one-on-one and if the guy pulls out knife, I would just try to maybe like do like a quick push kick and just then fuck off. And if I get him on the floor, then your teeth gonna be out, like to that point. Because there's so many parts of my body think like this is so fucking wrong that you can just go and do that to other human being.
That's awful. It's disgusting. Yeah.
And it's like you need to learn a lesson. And there's so many like parts of me think like your parents should be smacked first. Your upbringing, the way, and a lot of those kids don't even have pet parents, or they don't even have proper house. And then when you start thinking of like where do they come from, what was their upbringing, is their fault the way they are, and it could be easily me who is there on the street doing the same thing if I would have a different circumstances. So it's a big thing, but I would definitely run away. And nowadays also run away or give the wallet, but what do you have in your wallet? And you were like, that's the whole
nothing.
that's the whole thing. I was literally a couple of days ago, I lost my wallet. I couldn't find it. I was losing my shit. But then I realized, what the hell I have? The only thing what I wanted to, there was driving license. But even driving license, you can pay £30 and you can get like the new one. And the credit cards or whatever, you just cancel them on your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
So those things are not valuable. And I think in general, we shouldn't be carrying anything like super valuable, any chains or any of that shit. It's just bullshit.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly. Like I don't wear any jewelry. I used to have like earrings and stuff, and then actually one of my earrings got ripped out by my karate coach. So I came in, I forgot to take it out. Yeah, he was like, "Come here," and just ripped it out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, proper Russian quality.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're bleeding and shit.
Yeah, and but I was like, "Fuck this! I don't need to deal with this shit."
Yeah, learn the lesson.
Pretty much. Okay, and then started martial arts. And then did you ever thought about actually so did you compete as well in like Hapkido? Did you guys had competitions?
We did. I think I did twice. We went to Newcastle. We came to the UK.
Oh, right.
I lost to my brother. So we compete. So I have an older brother. It's just a year difference.
Yeah.
And he's a better kicker than me in even martial artist. And we always compete like like Street Fighter, Ryu and Ken. We have that same competition, and we go to tournament. We were very arrogant at that time. We didn't look at anybody else. We just look at each other. I'm gonna beat you. No, that was the competition.
Oh, wow.
And I was very cocky at that time. I thought it was 2001, the kicking competition. Right. I wanted to have the gold medal. I think it was a European Hapkido competition. And then you only put 3 like a kicking pad, right? So you do spin hook kick, back sweep, and jumping spinning kick. And I show off. I took the guy hand and I would for the spinning kick. I lifted so high because I knew I could do it. And look at my brother, like, look at this. My brother was smiling. He was like, "Okay, you want to show off in front of everybody?" I was like, "Okay, do the kick, the jumping kick." I fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Like a piece of shit. I fall on the ground, and I was like this.
Where does the? Oh, yeah. Is that what happened?
Exactly. And my brother look at me and he smiles, and then he goes next. And looking at me, not even looking at the guy, exactly that same hand, and he goes, lower. I was like, "Oh, are you serious?" And he did 3 kicks, the laziest way I've ever seen, but it was clean, and he won gold.
Oh, no.
And I was like, and then I think I won for, there was a category of falls, so judo falls. And you had to jump over, I think it was someone 6 foot. I have to jump over a 6 foot guy and do a judo roll over him.
Yeah.
And I won this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, you jumped over someone who is your height, so I don't think it's a big thing.
Yeah, but it ruined my back like crazy.
Oh, no.
But it's fine. It's fine. I use actually this kind of technique for stunts. Not ruining my back, but
yeah, because also for the listeners who don't know much about stunt industry, like one of the martial arts which is considered to be one of the best ones for stunts is judo. Judo, aikido, because you learn how to fall.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things in stunts, we do need to learn how to fall. So that's why also because I did karate, taekwondo, and then afterwards kickboxing and other stuff. But I did judo to qualify for stunts, and I really enjoyed it. So it was a good thing.
Yeah, it's the best for stunts, for sure.
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, best stuff for stunts is kickboxing, because it's kicks and boxing, or you can punch.
Yeah.
But then definitely like to learn stuff like falling and judo, that's really good.
You don't really learn like anywhere else in terms of sports, so judo is really the best. And you are kickboxing for reactions.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
True. Okay, let's have a little break.
Yeah.
Let's have a little break. And we back. Look at that thing. You have like everything there on your little table, and the boss shows the cup. Show us the cup. Not that one, the other one with the name. Look, the boss. The boss. Well, let's talk about you making movies and stuff. How is the I guess the journey from the idea of like, okay, I want to be a director, I want to write my own stuff. When did that start happening? Because eventually, in the beginning, you got into film industry as wanting to be an actor.
No.
Or as a stunt performer.
Yes. No, actually, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So what made me wanted to go direct is Christopher Nolan, The Dark Knight Rises. I know it's not the best, but the ending of that film, but I watched in Cambodia before coming to the UK. I watched the movie 7 times just because that ending was just fantastic. And I was like, damn, that level of directing is just fantastic. I would love to try this. Come to the UK, become a stuntman. That's my way in. I started as an extra, like most people. I came to the UK, I just knew Laurent. I knew no one else. I was like, where do we start? Gotta start with casting collective, right? And then I knew that if I do what I do best, which is martial arts, as a stuntman, then I need those credits, so I would get maybe in the position one day to do what I really wanted to do, which is to direct from day one. So I'm taking all these jobs, acting stuff, so I can get a bigger portfolio.
Yeah, it's like a stepping stones.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. And that led to all the frustration that I had with all the movies that I made. I talk about the feature films. To me, doing speed dating, that's the accumulation of the frustration. I was like, okay, no more.
Yeah, JP is not talking about the actual speed dating. He's talking about his short film.
His short film speed dating. It's just like, can you imagine? Like, I got so tired, I went to speed dating. So.
The speed dating was so tough. Tough time in my life.
So that's the short film. Yeah, it was just like that's the reason why I came here to direct.
So from very beginning, you knew that you want to get into directing. And then you knew that these are stepping stones, and these are things you have to done. Because I remember, like, when I was just even training for the register, and you said you should not train for register. Renards, you're so good. You should just go and be Van Damme.
Well, I didn't know how it worked. I mean, obviously today we know, and I would encourage people to train for the register if they want to become like a British, like a working stuntman in the UK, of course. Of course, my understanding of things before was not as good as today. But that's also the reason why I didn't go for it. First, because it was expensive for me at that time. And I knew that I talked with Laurent about this. So Laurent, I know Laurent. So he went for the BSR and he was training to become a stuntman for the register. And I was like, I don't have the resources to do that. I'm going to take the other way. So we took 2 different paths, but we still worked together every time we could. That's why we did Jailbrake together in all these films until today. But I would say going for the register was great if you want to become a full-time stuntman, which I wanted to be. Like, I wanted to do this for a while, get the funding, get the money, resources, and then just do something, like a little more creative. Because you can create fight scenes, it's good, but now I really want to create stories, storytelling in itself, not just the fight.
So Laurent, we're going to show him. He's right here. Laurent, everyone. I know Laurent is, again, from East London Gymnastics, amazing kicker, super lovely guy. And he got on the register just before me. I remember he was struggling with parallel bars and doing handstand on parallel bars. Right. Laurent is a pretty big boy, and as bigger you are, as tougher it is to do the handstands, all that shit. But he was just like, I remember he would go do the test again and again and again, and eventually he got it and he passed it. Super cool dude. His background was TKD, wasn't it?
Yeah, Taekwondo and Kung Fu.
Yeah, and Kung Fu as well, right?
Yeah.
And then, so you guys together start doing these projects. I remember like the different fighting videos, and there was quite a lot of stuff you've done together.
We met 20 years ago. So we're all doing tricking, like in France with Anish Sherfa, like all these people. Yeah. And but I was very close to Laurent. We were in the same tricking team at some point. And he was into filmmaking from like very early, like 2007. We started to do some fight stuff. That's not online, but I think I can send you the footage. Pretty cool. Yeah. Like pretty rookie and trying to do some fight choreography. But he was into it way more than I was. And I was actually following him. He was the leader of the team at the time. Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then they so now I'm thinking now, what was the first so the speed dating was the first one you actually directed
with a proper crew,
with the proper crew and everything like that. But before that, what are the other ones you co-directed or directed together or created together with Laurent? What are those?
We did one called The Division. Yeah. So we did this one with just a DOP, Sam Walker. But no, it was just DOP and just us. It wasn't no spark or gaffer. There was nothing. That's why I said that speed dating is my first real short film with a crew. Right. But actually, it's my second. The first is The Division, and the other stuff we've done before, we were not directing. Like we were fighting on screen most of the time. It's one called Dead End. The director is Colleen Emerson, a very good friend of mine. And this is where we slowly wanted to do like more than just being stuntman, like being. We call it action actor, which is a very stupid term, but it's just more acting and fight.
Is that a stupid term to say action actor? I think it's kind of self-explanatory though. You still can be a very good actor, but you do your kicks and stuff.
No, I understand like the terminology, and it's very clear. Action actor is doing action for action film, but we don't say horror actor.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean? Like, why do we just take for action?
Yeah.
I think an actor is an actor, and if he has good skill for martial art, then okay, you can just say it. But that if you take the other genre, you don't say he's a horror actor. No,
Right.
It's not important. It's just like a.
It's funny that they don't say porn actor either. They say porn star.
Oh, actually, okay. I'm wrong. So
Can you be action star? You can be action star.
no, it's true. Because they do call them porn actor, right?
I think they call porn
I was
star.
wrong.
I'm not sure.
Whatever I just said, just don't listen to it. It's true. They do say porn star.
Okay, so there's quite a lot of projects, but I think that one of the biggest ones, which I remember very well, is the Jailbrake. And Jailbrake, it's how long ago now?
6 years ago.
6 years already.
6 years ago, yeah, we shot that.
And then how did that all start? You got approached, someone saw you. What happened there?
So I'm going back in time. So I was in Cambodia working in pharmaceuticals like a month before I quit my job. And I meet a photographer. His name is Loy T. And he's a photographer for, like those nightclubs, events, like nightlife, stuff like this. And then we met and we became friends because he's half is French Cambodian, so we could speak French.
Yeah, one thing we didn't really mention, so just go a little bit back. Your upbringing, so your mom and dad. So your dad is from where?
My dad is Chinese and Cambodian, and my mom is
he's
Cambodian.
half.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your mom is Cambodian. So you have 75% of Cambodian DNA, and then some Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay, just to clarify that one.
And I understand Cambodian, but I can't speak. It's a shame.
That's always good. But you know that they can't talk shit behind your back, so.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand
or
everything they say. Yeah.
Sorry.
No. So we met, and then he wanted to be a film producer, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave Cambodia, try to become a stuntman in the UK, and we actually shook hands.
Wow.
One day we're gonna make a movie together.
Shit.
Yeah, it was this. Well, I remember I was sitting like in the afternoon at the river, looking at the sky. We're like, okay, I'm gonna leave soon. So, brother, maybe you can make that happen. And then I went to the UK, did my stuff, and 3 years later, after Doctor Strange 1, I got a phone call from him. By the way, I'm a producer. We didn't talk for years, like in between.
Wow.
Like the timing was crazy. And he said, I'm trying to make a very small action film in Cambodia. Would you like to join? And I was like, okay. I was just 3 years in the game.
Yeah.
I was still a rookie at that time. I didn't understood anything that was happening. I just said yes. So right after Doctor Strange, 2 weeks later, I'm in Cambodia. I meet the director, Jimmy Anderson, an Italian director who lives in Cambodia. And he said, I have an idea of making a prison movie, fight stuff in Cambodia, and the movie is going to stay there. I'm like, okay. Because if the script is not good, it's fine. It's only for, the Cambodian audience.
Yeah,
and that's what they said to me. They were like, they cut so much of the content of the initial script that I look like, my character is just a tourist. Like before, my dad was being murdered by someone. That's why I came to Cambodia to find more about him. No. Screw this. It's for Cambodia. So you come here and you fight people. I was mad. I was like, okay. So at some point, I just, gave up. I'm like, okay, that's the script. Okay. They cut all the backstory for all the actors. We're just going to fight people in the prison. And I was, it's fine. Nobody's going to watch it. Anyway, we shoot the movie. The movie is absolutely like the hardest, even today, the hardest movie experience I had in my whole career. It was just like a guy alone going to Cambodia where it's not like a running film industry. They don't shoot movies over there. They shoot TV stuff, but it's not good. No, okay. They don't do action films. The only action movie they did was with the same director, but a few years before. And obviously you can tell it's very much independent. It's called Hanuman.
Hanuman, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The demon, the king, Monkey King.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I know this because I was hosting a New Year's party in fucking Bali. And one of there was the whole, basically it was a very fancy hotel / restaurant,
Right.
and they were celebrating the Hanuman, and the guy dressed up as a monkey
right.
was doing the. I was like, why the fuck do I know this?
So the Cambodia, they also have this. So they made a film based on this. So it's like a superhero. I know that's wicked. You know, like the movie is cool, but it's still like independent film in Cambodia. So there's no action film over there. They don't do whatever.
Yeah.
So you go almost on a virgin, like territory.
Right.
I arrived there and they said, okay.
So you took their virginity.
So
well done.
So I'm going there. I'm asking to have an assistant. They can't. And I said, can I bring someone from Thailand? No, we cannot. I was like, okay.
Did you ask for some protection since you're gonna take their virginity?
I brought some pads. Does that work?
Hey, there you go.
So like basically you had to start from nothing. You know, like you find extras and you train them. Every weekend, people come in. Like it's like a Bruce Lee story. Like people come at the gym. They didn't pay for the gym. People come in. We're all sweaty. There's no AC or whatever.
In Cambodia, what city were you guys in?
Phnom Penh, the capital.
In the actual capital.
Yeah, and then people keep coming, and every weekend I'm like, we shouldn't do the movie. We should stop. We should. And I raised my concern after week number 3, and I was like, I appreciate people coming and like want to help, but they're not martial artists. The team of martial artists that we had was from the other lead actor, right?
Yeah.
And I talk about 7 good martial artists. I talk about Muay Thai kind of thing, right? The martial art of there is called Bukatao.
Yeah.
And these 7 people are the best. The rest, and you're trying to make a film in a fight in a prison involving a lot of people, and I'm like, after these 7 guys, we cannot recycle them as that. That at some point we're gonna run out of people. And the people that you bring to me, they don't do fitness. They punch like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and I trained them. And I tell the producer and director at some point, I said, I think we should not do it. I think we should just, we should stop. There's no point. I mean, and they were laughing. I said, no, carry on. And then I think at the end they were like 80 people. It's a lot, and I trained them like alone. You have no megaphone. I have to shout with my hands like this. Put them in line. And there's videos of us online that you can find out like training, But I was motivated, but at the same time I was depressed. I was really asking them, it's not gonna be out of Cambodia, right? It was that bad, like, don't get me wrong, I respect whatever happens, but as a filmmaker, as a martial artist and doing fight stuff, I'm like, you're doing fight stuff. We're trying to create a new style with extras. That doesn't work like this in any countries.
It's insane, yeah.
Exactly, it doesn't work. So that's why I was like, you might as well don't do it and do something else. And then I was very much impressed by some of the people who came in. There was even girls. There's no girls in the film, but still come and train. I'm like, okay, we train them for nothing, but okay. And then I asked them, why are you guys coming? And they were like, one of them said, oh, we're so proud. It's the first film like this for our country. And when he said that, I was like, oh, right. Maybe I should just, humble a little more and just see how it goes. But still.
Because the problem is like you comparing it like with all the other experiences when you had in UK and whatever, or even just watching the movies you liked and you liked the quality there. And all of a sudden you thought, oh, this is my opportunity to create something cool. But then it's like, what the hell I'm working here with?
Exactly. With all due respect to their skills, there was not skills enough to... as like as friendly or whatever way you can put it, you can't just do it.
And still at that time you still thought it's just for them, right? You still didn't think it's gonna go.
It's for Cambodia, and then our neighbors are Thai people. They have Ong Bak.
Yeah,
you're like you can't. That's what I meant by you have the raid. Yeah. You cannot just make a film with these guys next to you and be like, yo, it's better if we stop because we cannot go even close to them. We don't have the money. The budget was terrible. Anyway, we train, whatever happens, we do the shoot. I bring my bag of pads, extra, like full of G-forms and stuff like this. So, to tell you how difficult it was to start the film, we changed the genre of the movie as we were shooting. We never do this in any film. It's like, I'm telling you, okay, we're going to make a movie very serious. And then 3 days later, they come and said, oh, by the way, it's going to be a comedy. Oh, and you're like, okay. And I had to stop the shoot. I remember the day I was not very happy because... you're changing the reason why I came to that country to make that film, basically, right? They said, oh, we don't have a lot of fighters, and that would be for Cambodia. We need to make it fun. And the movie you're watching, it was not like this. Like it changed as we were like shooting. And to be honest, it was the best decision that they made, and I was wrong.
To create the comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that was
to
the
change
best
the genre.
move. It was the best decision, and I'm learning too, right?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was like, I'm going to do something like The Raid. no, like it's something extremely violent. And they were like, no, it's a comedy. You can't go too violent. And I was fighting for that move that you just saw. And I told Jimmy, the director, I was like, can you just give me one fight? Because I prepared all the choreography based on this. It means that everything I prepare is gone. So you see my frustration even more. I'm like, okay. And I said, can you keep this scene? It's going to be a crowd pleaser at festivals. Like if we go to festivals or whatever. Not for any crowd, right? But I was thinking it's for Cambodia, right? And then just fast forward. We went to Fantasia. The room was full of people. And then when that moment happened, the entire room like cheered. And I was like, when when the moment is good. So the only gory move in that film is in that fight scene. And the rest, he was like, no more.
And you're talking about the that slice, yeah?
Yeah, the slice.
Which I saw it. Okay.
But I learned a lot from that film.
So it did stay comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the comedy genre. I haven't seen it.
No, it's not on Netflix anymore.
Oh, really?
It's a 5-year run, I think.
Okay. Okay, so we talked about this before. You said it was pretty crazy, frustrating, and there's some other reasons. Do you want to talk about those reasons? Why it was quite frustrating after the release and all that, or?
No, it's just that. No, I mean it wasn't. It was a good thing, because I thought it was for Cambodia. Then I'm invited to a film festival in Udine in Italy. A beautiful film festival, my first one. And then they said, there's a surprise for you. And I met the producer of The Raid, Todd Brown. And I learned that night that the movie would be on Netflix internationally for 5 years. And I'm like, holy shit. Because I was thinking we could have done better. I was very happy, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, I really appreciate what happened. But it was just like, if I knew, maybe I would have done things differently. Because I was really, not relaxed, but I was like, okay, nobody's going to watch it. It's like a homework for me. And then it got out, and then it got very good reviews from Variety.
So one of the reasons why you were afraid and you were concerned is basically this could be kind of your ticket out or a ticket to be noticed. And then what if people who see it, they're like, oh my God, this is not good or whatever, and that's how they're going to associate you, like you were part of this project. Yeah. So that was the main concern. I think for me would be the same thing.
It was that fear. That fear. If you watch the film, the walls are made of paper. The prison, the location that we were supposed to have was close to the airport, a proper military base. I was so happy and it looked fantastic. And we lost the location a few days before. So we're going to a derelict elementary school. Yeah. And it was just a corridor. The movie, the fights are in corridors. And that's why the movie buzzed, because people knew how tough it was. And you watch the film, you just smile the whole time because you can tell that the budget is just gone. They're just trying to make a film with paper, for walls.
But the craziest one is, how do you tell the story that how the movie was filmed? I mean, one thing, it shows the budget, right? So everyone sees that information. But still, do people understand that is so much it's more difficult to film something for this amount than for this amount? You know what I mean? Like someone who's not in film industry, if you say, well, this movie cost 20 million and this one cost 15 million or 10 million, so it's like, oh, to me it doesn't feel like a big difference. But if that certain amount of money is actually taken away from stunt budget, from like some whatever budgets there is, then you all I'm trying to say is like how to deliver that, how difficult it actually was to film certain things, like for certain fights. Like on big movies, they give you 2-3 weeks of, rehearse it, put it together, blah, blah, blah. Me and you, we know how it works. But someone else would be like, oh, well, that was quite shit fight, but we only had one day to rehearse and to actually film it.
The fight we did with Laurent was the last day of shoot. The DOP, Godefroy, is a French, he was one of the action designer on The Witcher, I think season 1 or 2, I could be wrong, but very amazing camera operator. When we shot that fight at 12, lunchtime, he told us, I have to go, I'm taking the plane back to Paris. So I give the camera to the director, and he's gone. So we have to shoot the fight in like a day, that's what I mean, like people have no idea how it was, but at the same time they don't care, and that's normal. Yeah. If a movie is bad, it's bad. If a movie is good, it's good. They don't care about the budget. They'll be like, okay, it works.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, only after the storm, you know, maybe eventually this information is going to come out, and this kind of information will come out if the movie was successful. You know, you saw on Netflix I love that TV series, the movies that made us.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see that.
No.
So basically, they were talking about all of these historical and classic movies like Dirty Dancing, like Ghostbusters, like Home Alone. And they were talking about how they were filming them, how they created them. Like Dirty Dancing, for example, should not be in life ever. Like it was written script sent somewhere and thrown away and thrown out by so many productions and dug all the way down somewhere, like, and this one guy who's just weirdo who goes through these scripts found it, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I don't know, I'm gonna butcher the whole exactly the facts, but he basically approached this company who was renting out these cassette tapes and stuff. And then they were kind of got interested and they got some money added, and then whatever, how they got this people interested in it. But basically, some of these like classic ones, like Home Alone had their issues. Home Alone was stopped and like, we don't have a budget. Oh, what happened with Home Alone? They had a different production. Productions changed. I think it was Warner Brothers, and then it ended up being someone else or other way around. But they basically said to everyone, okay, guys, that's it. We shut the production. We don't have money, blah, blah. And then a couple of days later or weeks later, whatever, they called again the entire crew saying, okay, so we have a different production. We're a different company. Let's go back to this.
Okay.
You know, and it's like, it's so important to tell these stories, you know, because the appreciation is totally different. But unfortunately, the human thing is like, we're just saying, oh, it's shit or whatever, and we don't really care.
Yeah, but that was, as you said, you know, like to go back to how I felt at that time. It was just like, I wish I could have done more.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have done it. When we had the review from Variety and the Hollywood Reporter, I was thinking, it was right after Montreal. I was in the plane with Laurent. And I got a message from Loy saying, we're going to have a review on that website, which is the biggest website in the world for filmmaking, like for movies, Variety. You know, like, I'm going to get destroyed. Like, I'm going to die. I said, there we go. I know we shouldn't care so much about reviews, but because it was the first one and the biggest website, the review was amazing. You know, I was very proud that, oh my God, they actually liked it because they knew how hard it was to make. And people praise this kind of a filmmaking. You know, we talk about Robert Rodriguez, right? Before. It's kind of the same process, you know, like the outsider trying to make a movie with nothing, just to be creative.
I think there should be almost created another industry to have and I think they do that a lot more now, to create documentaries on the side straight away, how the movies were created. But obviously someone who struggles already with the basic budget, there's like, oh yeah, let's have another crew filming us and showing how exactly it's been done. But at least like the stats should be shown, like how many takes it took this fight, how many takes took this acting, whatever, like what kind of performance we had. Those stats should be there, because it's really unfair when you have, you know, let's say John Wick, you know, fight action, and then you compare with some other action, and then people who watch it, they just think, well, John Wick is just better because it's better, whatever.
And it is, like, in a way, like...
Yeah, but you don't know the resources, you don't know what's being put into that and all that stuff. So it's, I think it's quite an interesting concept, that it's almost like, I give you $10,000, you give me $10,000, both of us, we have exactly the same amount of money. What can we create from that, both of us, and then show the end result? But the movie industry, someone has $1 billion and the other one has a couple million or whatever, so...
Yeah, but I think it still go back to the point that people just care about the end product.
Yeah,
you know, like
well, of course.
Especially the budget. They're like, that's your problem. You know, I paid to watch that movie. It better be good. Which I completely understand. It makes sense. You know, like, but it's just, it is what it is. You have to deal with whatever they give you. But I completely understand that.
I just never thought about it, because like it would be like, makes sense to do that. And to show, like, be super transparent, like, this how much cast got paid, this how much the crew got paid, you know, versus other projects where the money was way. But director was, you can see that directors and creators were so creative, and they were thinking outside the box, like, oh, we're going to do this way, we're going to do that way. We're going to talk about Rodriguez later. Like, it's a very interesting story, how he did his films and stuff in the beginning. So I think... let's continue talking about your directed project, the speed dating. you send me this. So we actually we worked this year together on 2 different projects. Actually, it's crazy. Like usually I don't really see you around. And then we did together. We worked for Taylor Swift. We were in the music video.
It's lovely.
Yeah, super nice.
And she was like, "Oh, I love action movies and stuff." So that's good. Finally, you have a director who gave you space, and the DOP was great. It was the guy from Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
Good fun.
And then afterwards, we worked on another project. What was the title of it?
Can we say it?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay,
doesn't matter.
let's not say it.
And what did I want to say? I already forgot.
That we work together on these 2 stuff together.
Oh yeah, and then you, when we were in Liverpool, you sent me that video of your short film, the speed dating, and I didn't watch it then because I'm a lazy bastard, but I watched just now, and it's pretty cool. I mean,
Thank you.
I like the storyline, everything. The action fight. I was you usually focus on negatives than on positives more.
That's
but
fine.
I thought it was really funny that Laurent comes into the kitchen and he pulls out the knife instead a gun and just shoot her. And that's usually the case.
I know.
But it was directed. We need a knife fight, so it's gonna be night fight.
Yeah. No. At that point, I was thinking because they want to get rid of that super agent.
Yeah.
They don't want to make it easy. Like as in you want to take the pride of to take down the silver fox in that case. So I'm gonna take you like this, but which is weird because it's 2v1.
Yeah.
2 people fighting her.
But at the same time, it's I want to show that I'm better than you, whatever. But in the same time, I think these agents think about the efficiency and job has to be done. Do I want to go fuck around that knife? I can do it if that's the last resort.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
But if you watch, and then putting that movie under the bus, but John Wick.
Yeah.
You see how much I was very influenced by John Wick. I love John Wick, the franchise. I think it's John Wick 3 with Mark Dacascos.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I know
what
they
you're
would
saying.
just go kill a person, but they're all fan of John Wick, but they don't do it. They even help him stand up, and I thought it was super cool. Like, no, they kind of keep that code of honor. I'm gonna take you down the right way, but there's still 2 people fighting him. Now talking about the 2 villains from the raid, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yayan and Sisep, and that fight was cool.
Good old Yayan and Sisep.
Amazing. you know who it is, right?
But it sounds like some fairy tale. Yayan and Sisep went to the bar. Okay, back to the speed dating. I really like the premise. The premise of like, they talking and interacting. I like that you use some of the stunt guys as well. And Alex, who is an actor as well. And I met Alex a long time ago. We were in, I will show him right here.
Yeah.
We met on some really weird music video where I was playing the main villain and he was playing my mate, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's how we met. And that's how I know that he's from Australia and he's from Perth and all that stuff.
Right.
And then afterwards I would see him again. And he was kind of training for the Reg as well.
No,
never. No, he was mainly dancing.
He's
and
a dancer,
then, and then he was pursuing acting.
Yeah.
And then, I like that the guys were used and also like they would go and fight as well. And so they were playing those secret agents. That was pretty cool.
Because they didn't have much money to hire more people.
Yeah.
Also because I wanted to give them an opportunity to act and just...
100%. By the way, where was my vet?
I don't know. Go for it. I deserve it.
Because
you know me. I was not tunnel vision thing.
Not because of I wanted to shine, but you definitely could use a creepy Russian character.
I did have. No, there was a creepy role that I played. I didn't like what I've done, so
then you cut it out.
I don't know why I didn't call you.
Yeah, because
it was just. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I could be just like this. Hello, my darling.
No, I know.
I think me and you were made for each other.
That would have been perfect.
Bend over now.
But that kind of humor, I like it. No, like it's. I know it sounds real, like like over the top, but that's what I wanted for this. That's why you see Michael, like playing the French guy. He's saying, "Okay, I give you a choice now. It's now or never." And you see him coming back. The guy is like a liar. Like I think it was really cool, and that was the approach for this. Like I didn't want to go just for the fight. Okay, you can tell it is John Wick, like highly influenced by John Wick because I like John Wick and gun stuff. But at the same time, I wanted to surprise people. That movie is made by stunt people, but there's a story. Like I'm trying to do something different because so many criticism for producers. Like I talk about established producers that I know give me feedback and I said we don't trust stunt guys. The only thing we trust is Chad Stahelski, David Leitch, because they're doing big films, and there's a story in what they're doing, whatever it is, the John Wick, whatever. Okay, but they're like, oh, those stunt guys just focus on the fight, and we don't care. That's why we just hire you for choreography. And I was like, nope, not on this one. And I really wanted to create something like you just turn on your TV and the scene is happening. Rather than just like a different kind of a storytelling for a short film format.
No, dude, I really liked it. How many days did you guys shoot this?
4 days.
4 days.
2 days.
Dude, that's amazing. In 4 days to smash that?
Yeah, 2 days for all the acting in the restaurant and 2 night shoots for the fight.
That is really good. That is really good. And it's funny now. I mean, like, there are a lot of good things, but I'm the one who usually focuses on things what could be better.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it just felt... like this guy who is was talking with the main character for a while. I thought, like, really, would he be so like screaming and running away for his life? And I really liked that ending when she would come over. So where were we? Like, can I get your phone number? And then I so wanted him to say something, something like, instead of just like get up and scream and run away. I was like, that's just a bit stupid. But that's again.
So what did you think?
I thought he should say something. He should say something like, I don't know, like, over my dead body, or like, every time I want to pee myself, I'm gonna give you a call. So it's like something just to see that he still has a little conversation with her. But I love the idea that obviously he's like scared shitless.
Yeah.
And also, like, he did. What is the reason behind him saying that I'm actually that silver fox?
Because also, like, in the short, because he wants to protect her.
That is perfect. But like, someone who is brave, would that then you scream and shout like a little bitch afterwards?
He was just playing his card of her. I will try to protect you, right? The real version, not the real version, the longer version of speed dating, they see here is 13. The real is 18 minutes.
Oh, okay.
There's a big chunk of dialogue that I've removed.
Oh, okay.
And they got really close.
Okay.
And you can actually figure out that he loves action film. But he's actually like a weak, like he's scared every time, and she's trying to teach him something, like in a very quick way, and she's falling for him. I removed it because it was dragging the short like a lot, and I did some tests with some very experienced directors who told me, cut this out. And I was, as a director, you're like, oh wow, we're cutting. And it was, if you don't do this, people will get bored, and we already understand the storytelling when she's smiling at him. Like when the boss comes in and she's smiling at him. So just that smile tells the 2 minutes that you just cut. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Right.
So the way he's standing up is just because the guy said, I'm going to get your girl, whatever stuff, right? And then he's like, I'm the fox. So maybe he wanted to just bluff, right? And you figure out that he's not the fox. Obviously, and I got that from many people, and they said that scene doesn't work as strong because the poster, that's the girl. Like the poster of speed dating.
The poster.
She's the fox. It's not going to be, there's no way around it. You try to hide a twist, but there's no, you can't. Like it is what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting one. So that's why the poster should be something else.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually, poster could be a silver fox.
Or could be the guy.
No. A actual silver fox. A fox, an animal.
Yeah.
And then you would know it's a female, male, who the fuck is it? And then put these characters all around.
But it's just like in terms of how you want to show the film, like the poster tells a lot. The poster is telling you what kind of movie I'm going to watch. If I just put a fox, people, fuck that.
Yeah.
If you put a beautiful girl with a sniper sight in the back, you're like, okay, what is it?
Yeah, you see, those are the things like what people like me don't really understand, and like it's always great to see from your perspective. So it's like a chess. I will give you this, I will lose that. I will take this away, I will lose something else. So yeah, it's a give and take situation.
You have to play with this about. You really try to see things like a viewer. Because I know the story, I know what I've cut, but if people watch it, if they don't understand it, then I failed. Like it's this. And at the end, to go back to the final scene, when she's sitting in front of him and asking for his number, the reason why I didn't put any lines is because he's sitting, if just figure out sitting in front of a psychopath. And saying something will break the joke.
Right.
I say something, I leave. That for me is too comical.
Yeah.
If you just go like, oh fuck, and he goes away.
And you see, that's the thing. Like, right, I feel like it would be great to put that stuff in. But in the same time, if you would show me 5 versions, one, there's a dialogue. He says something funny. He's being witty. He's like blah, blah, blah. And then the one which you chose, like where it doesn't say anything and just runs away crying. And then if I would see all those options, I was like, oh yeah, maybe that one is better.
Because I thought about all this end scenario, because
of course,
how you end the movie is the most important.
Yeah.
How you start and how you end it.
Yeah.
And that's
just like sex.
Right. Okay, if you say so. No, I need to make sure that this scene was flawless. It was very smooth for me.
Yeah.
I saw all the scenes. He said something, but if you can see it, it was a happy accident. The last shot, there's a very slow, traveling on the right side. There's a very slow pan, because we didn't have time. That was the last shot of the day, and we had to wrap.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want this kind of shot before, but it worked perfectly.
Which shot was that?
This one, the last one, when she's sitting back and.
Okay.
After this,
let's do this. Bosh. Show what we got here. I have a director sitting and commenting on his movie. That's super cool.
There's that scene, right?
So, wait.
See, like
Julian?
slow pad.
So
We had
how
no
far
time
was
to
that
shoot.
arcade place?
It was just like this, and I said to her, "Kim, please nail it." And she got all the beats right. And if you look closely, the way she grabs the phone, her hand is shaking. That was perfect. If you look very closely,
Yeah.
that's a detail that I loved. Here, look. She struggled a little, and for me, that's not. I know you can't really see it, but for me, that was perfect.
Because she's nervous talking
Because
to the
she's
guy.
nervous, exactly, and you can barely see her hand. That's actually my phone, like grabbing it.
Yeah.
Obviously here, it's the rubber gun. So
Yeah.
if you look straight at the barrel, you see the.
Oh, dude,
but you don't see.
no one
I
cares.
care. But I care for this stuff because like you do a proper shoot. You have to just be.
And who the fuck is this girl at the end?
That's her friend, and you figure out she's also an agent.
Oh, because she was the one who set her up to go to this thing. Oh.
But she's not. She's a good. She's also an agent, but I'm just not showing it to the audience straight away. She's like, oh, that happened before she takes the gun. And she's like, oh no, for fuck's
gotcha.
sake. And she goes again.
Well, let's have a little comment on the kitchen fight. I actually liked it
later.
as soon as she got the pan. And funny enough, do you remember that cartoon Rapunzel
Yes,
about the girl with the long hair?
Yes.
And what did they use what she used as a weapon?
The pan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that the guy was what was his name? Oh, I forgot. Fitz something.
Yeah.
And he announced it as the best weapon to use, the most efficient.
We shot that in like just a few hours. That was the last day of shoot, and everybody was so tired at that point, man. And that's the stunt double. She had a stunt double. No, Eilish Smith.
Yeah.
She's on the right now.
Yeah, I know. Eilish, she was earlier, another scene there.
Yes, she played one of the.
She was running away from the kitchen. I know Eilish. Yeah, she was working on the Ant-Man. She was playing as one of the main doubles.
Okay. We trained Eloise for like a month. She didn't do anything like this before.
And she's an actress, right?
Yeah. She's an actress.
She's an
Yeah.
actress.
I wanted someone with that, like obviously the right acting skill and that look.
And
Phoebe,
Chloe,
I know Phoebe.
Phoebe.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
not Chloe. Phoebe. Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is awesome. Cool. So this project, what is next after this? Do we have anything on the cards?
Yeah. Can't say too much because.
But you definitely have to hire me as a main lead actor.
Okay, all right. Now I'm trying to have this into my first directing feature film. So working with 2 producers right now on the script.
Oh, okay.
Draft number 1.
What main character is going to be a funny, funny Eastern European guy who's an amazing fighter and super sexy.
Yeah, has a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the goal. We're trying to do this. I'm taking my time just to make sure the script is good. If it's not, we're not doing it. That simple. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do these B-movie stuff. I know it's action and everything, but I just want to make sure there's the right amount of emotion. I know everybody says that, and then it's just I don't want to be part of people making terrible movies.
Yeah, but one of the troubles is, and also the one I was just working with Scott Atkins and Nick McKinless, who's usually stunt coordinating. He was directing.
Okay.
And there are these all different challenges. What happens when it's on the set, and challenges like, okay, we running out of time, we can't reshoot this again and again. And I would be like seeing situations like Scott Adkins, like we did this fight and he's like, I want to do another take, and Nick comes over, we need to move on.
Right.
We just don't have time. So how do you work if there's just limited budget, limited amount of time? How do you decide, okay, we can't do this, we can't do that? And then for you, someone who is a creator, it's just so difficult to make those decisions, those calls.
You talk about in terms of fight scene, or you talk about
In general, like if you see that there's something what is so important for you to deliver, and this is a so important part of this project, but you have to just brush over it just because there's just no time, no resources.
You just have to adapt, and whatever you're losing, it's on you.
Yeah,
You lack the prep.
it's a tough one.
I know. I'm not saying just you were not prepped, but like, I don't believe in being over prepped. Let's say if speed dating in the future film happens, I'll have to start from now. I want to start when we start the pre-production of the movie. All the fights are locked. All the fights are previous. Like I'm going to do what I have to do. But of course, when you shoot it, it never happens the way you want. And instead of having 4 sequences of fight, you just have one. And it is what it is. It's been like this my whole career. I'm sure the same for you.
Yeah.
And you just have to just carry on. I'm not saying that you were not prepped. That's part of independent filmmaking. You're gonna struggle. You won't have time. You just have to do the best you can. It sounds like it's very stupid advice, but there's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I mean, when I did Jailbrake and all the sequence I wanted to put, when our fight was, if you watch again the fight with Laurent, if you watch halfway, the fight looked completely different because we lost our DOP and the tension goes down. And I watch it and nobody cared. But at that time, we had no time. We tried to do our best. It wasn't the best fight, but it is what it is. You have to carry on. And if it's frustrating, it's filmmaking for you.
For those who don't know what DOP is, I just learned recently, it's director of photography.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry for 8 years. I learned this like last year.
Are you serious?
Why would I care?
He's in front of you the whole time.
Why would I care that? What do you mean? Like that's a camera person, but DOP is the one who's
most of the
responsible.
time in independent film, the DOP is the same as the camera operator because
Is it
we
the
don't have
same
money.
person?
No, usually not. It's the guy who tells you how to shoot it, and then you have operators. But most of the stuff I've done, same guy because no money.
Right.
So that guy does like 3 jobs at the same time.
And catering on the side.
Yeah. If you watch what we did on Jailbrake, you will laugh, man. It was crazy.
Okay, let's have a break.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Hey.
We had a little bit of a pee action and a little break and talk shit behind the podcast because there's certain things we can't talk about. By the way, what did you have this morning for breakfast?
Coffee. Oh shit. Okay, coffee. Just coffee.
So you don't really eat breakfast.
You didn't tell me this. Yeah, so, oh my god. I don't know. It's like a Megatron, right? I'll keep that first the whole time. Yeah, just coffee in the morning.
Yeah. So, are you my father? No, you should say
Take
it.
me if you thought this.
I'm your father. Say it. Come on.
I'm your father. Wait, what is... I love this. What is
Say F word.
Okay, fuck. The French word. Fuck.
Okay, just forget about that. The voices are different.
I can't focus, man. Okay, I'll try.
Try.
I know, it's weird, right?
No, keep. What are you doing? Put it back.
I like the initial...
I love it. I was holy shit. Okay.
On my previous podcast, one before, I don't think I did this with Errol. Did I do this with Errol? But I did with Jay, and he's like a quite small person. He's like 5 foot and a hat, and he had that deep voice. It was hilarious.
You loved it.
He loved it.
So I'm doing that myself. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's okay, yeah. Carry on, please.
Okay.
I feel like someone else. Love it.
So, this last third part, it's very serious usually. Let's talk about your 3 favorite movies, 3 favorite books, and you chose only 1 or 2, I think, and 3 favorite people. No, fuck.
I can't concentrate anymore.
Okay.
with
Oh,
this
it's,
voice.
fucking
It's
hell.
difficult.
I was about to say Bruce Lee. Yeah, Bruce Lee definitely.
No, so with the movies, like let's start with
movies,
that.
best
Since
movies.
we're talking about with these shades, I can't see what's going on.
Best movies. There's just so many, man. Like I
Yeah,
know you
it's-
asked me, but I just gave you like
I know,
whatever came to my mind.
I know. But No Country for Old Men. This
Beautiful.
a favorite movie to a lot of people, and I recently just watched it again, and it is a crazy masterpiece. And it's one of those films where you can watch it, and every time like there's different questions like why did he do this? Why did he do that? One one for me, I just felt like that guy who found that money and all these people were killed around and whatever. I just thought he was the clumsiest dude ever. Just take that money. And fuck off.
Remove the bag or whatever, we just instinctively go, okay, I'm gonna keep the case. I'm gonna put that somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he opened the thing very late, so the story works. It's not a criticism. The character is dumb, so he kept the whole case with the tracker inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it works. And then the bad guys come in, and then it carries on. But the movie could stop just after the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Open the case, see the tracker. Oh, okay, I'm going home. I'm not going back to save the Mexican guy with the water, and that's it. Movie is over. But it works. It works.
Yeah. I mean, like the storyline is kind of because the first time I saw it, I was so focused on that creep with that weird haircut and like him walking around with that gas thing, and but I think my favorite scene now rewatching it again. Was when he went to this store and spoke to this older store owner, and he was talking about what do you eat. He was asking like, what do you eat for dinner? What did you have for breakfast? Something like that. So just very random. Yeah, that's crazy. What was the actor's name?
For Sigurd, right? The killer.
Yeah.
I will say with the accent, Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem. I don't know how to say it. But
he did so well.
He's amazing. He's amazing. It's just.
Did you like him on the Pirates of Caribbean? He had that floaty hair.
I know. It was okay. The movie is alright. I don't watch this kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I know it's action and everything.
I like how you said, don't get me wrong.
Like, I don't want people to go like,
shit.
oh,
I don't want to
okay.
say it's shit,
No,
but it is shit.
It's fun. It's great. It's great. But I don't remember his performance in this one. But on this one, yeah.
What other films you remember with him? Because he was also in
Scarlett
Bond.
Johansson.
In Bond, he was playing.
He was the villain.
Yeah.
One of the villain of not the last one.
Half of his face was fucked up.
Beautiful. That movie with Scarlett Johansson and Salma Hayek. I'm not sure.
What was it about?
Like the triangle love story.
Was it when he was in a house? Like
Yes, obviously. Yeah,
well, some people are not.
when
in
he
a
was
house in the
outside.
movie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the one without the house. No, but there was the one creepy one where he was playing like with this girl. What was her name? The one who was in the Thunder. No, Hunger Games. Lauren something. What was the girl's name? Not Jennifer Lawrence. Was it Jennifer
Yeah,
Lawrence?
it's Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's in a movie. I think it was with
Is
her.
he? In Hunger Games? Are you sure? I could be wrong.
No.
My knowledge in films is all over the place.
Here you go. That's what directors are. They make their movies, but they don't look at any other stuff. Anyways, like he was in that very interesting movie with I think that was Jennifer Lawrence, and there was idea about this kind of like that she represents the mother. It was very bizarre.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah, that's what she
Mother,
called
right?
Mother. Yeah.
Mother, he was in there. Yeah. That movie was the ending was.
Yeah, it was really, really, really weird, and that is Jennifer Lawrence,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah. So I wasn't completely wrong. And yeah, he was like playing this interesting character, and
the husband, right?
yeah, it was very
It was creepy as
very
hell.
bizarre. Yeah, and he does play amazingly those creepy roles. There's no doubt about it.
He's a genius.
No Country for the Old Man,
Yeah.
100%. What else? A next movie you mentioned was The Dark Knight.
What can you say about that film? For me, it's perfect. I'm not a big fan of superhero movies,
Right.
Because it's just a preference. I'm not like it's my genre. But Nolan managed to make a film noir with this element of superhero, and that's why it's very grounded. And actually, if you watch the film, it's basically terrorist attack after terrorist attack in the whole film, and just it could be like a cop film, and then he just put the Batman, put the Joker. That's why I like it, like how how he made it. And he actually talked about this. He said he wanted to see what happened if Batman is in our world, something grounded. But you still keep the costume, you still keep the Joker, but less in a less comic book way, you know? And that's why I think it worked perfectly. It
So
was,
basically, like, just put in a real life. In a real life scenario, there's a tragic is happening, and then Batman
a
comes
bank heist in the beginning. There's nothing too crazy, and I like this kind of grounded
Oh, okay.
approach.
Good
And then,
shout.
Yeah.
The Illusionist. I don't think I've seen it. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. Yeah. This one, there's no dialogue.
Really?
Yeah. So when they talk, they actually mumble. It's about the last magician, the illusionist, and you just follow him like struggling as an artist, and he meets a little girl and he becomes friend with her, and you just follow them, you know, like in their journey, and it's just beautiful. There's no dialogue. That's
If
why.
you would have a choice for superpower, what kind of superpower that would be? I can tell you mine. I want to see through clothes. At least till I was age of 15. Now I don't know what now. Flying probably.
Yeah, flying.
Yeah? Where would you fly? Save some money on the flight tickets.
No, just like I don't know.
It's a weird one, right? Like,
Fly. That's it. Fly is great.
yeah. Because in general, like, I would like to read people's thoughts, but really? Do you want to know what people actually think?
Superpowers, super strength. I don't know. It's boring. Just don't die. It's
But that's also like, do you want to see that all your relatives, all your loved ones die slowly and you just stay by yourself?
yeah. That's great power, right? Immortal.
Okay, the other movie, Parasite movie.
The Korean movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just know how the Koreans make films. Like they manage to blend different genre, and it's not. It's unique.
What is the film industry huge, especially in North Korea?
No. I don't know if I reached the third part of the podcast. I forgot it's not serious. I forgot. I'm about to go full on. Okay, I love that. You're like,
it's very serious.
what's the superpower? I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, what did you talk about before?
What do
The
you mean?
illusionist. Okay, superpower. Okay.
You're wearing shades in the shed.
So, yeah.
Why do you think this is going to be serious? Look, I'm wearing a spaceman's outfit. Come on, man.
Okay, so what is the question?
My question, what was my question?
North Korea.
Yeah, North Korean
North Korea,
movie.
do you support North
That
Korea?
would be interesting to try to break into that market. Can you imagine you get a call like, oh, we've seen your movies. Come to North
I'll pay
Korea.
you 10 million.
North Korea.
Make a movie about me.
Oh my God.
Take the job. I don't know.
Jeez, what would you do?
Just a documentary about, you know, like the big boss over there.
Yeah. And there's some action.
I don't want to talk shit. I want them to send like spies and kill me because you know, like.
Trust me, I think so many people talk about shit they already gave
it's
up.
fun,
Like,
man,
like
it's
what
fun.
are they gonna do?
That's fun.
But obviously we're talking about the other side of Korea. So South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going serious now. I'm just gonna go. I understood the assignment. I'm gonna go. Yeah, it was a fun movie. Carry on.
So what
Bruce
did
Lee
you,
Enter the Dragon.
yeah,
Love that movie. All right.
What did you like about the Parasite? What was it different?
No, just like how I don't know if I should be serious, but how the Koreans make films.
Oh, okay.
It's different approach. I feel Hollywood can't do this. I feel they can't manage to blend.
By the way,
all
you have a
genres.
very beautiful face. I don't know why you're covering it all the time.
No, thank you.
With your hands. You're like a celebrity.
No,
like that.
not even.
I
I don't
just,
know because I don't know if I just stay like this. It's all weird. I don't have coffee anymore, and maybe the coffee is kicking in.
Drink water.
Not your water. I'm taking my water.
No, that's your water.
Right.
I put it there for you.
Okay.
It's for my guests. There's a roofie in there. We're gonna make this podcast fun.
Okay.
So what is the
Click on the Borat video.
yeah? What is the
No?
approach? Why is it different the way they film it and the way they do it?
I'm not answering any other questions, bro.
No, let's go.
No. Did you watch it actually?
No.
That's
Well,
the-
now
that's
you
the
need
point.
to, now you need to convince me to watch it. Why not?
It won an Oscar, and I said, watch it. Oh,
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's best director, best feature film.
Oh, okay.
And people are raving about like, oh, Korean cinema is amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
How
they just
how,
discovered
how
it.
old is it?
3
movie?
years,
Oh, okay. It's
3 or
quite
4
fresh.
years, something like this. Watch it. It's great. That's
Okay.
how cinema should be.
Okay, anyone who watched The Parasite, it's really good. What did you think about it's the title is crazy. Nothing is real. No.
Everything, everywhere, all at
Yeah,
once.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Say it again.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. It's like the title of my sex tape. So, I mean,
I can see you like,
I mean, why would they? I thought like, yeah, it's cool that they show like all these different scenarios. Like the humans are made of like there's a rock and the sausage fingers.
Right.
But why would that fighter guy would land on thing what looked like a penis?
I think it just wanted to go. Let's be fun.
Let's be fun.
There's no reasons for them
get-
to do this. Just okay. The trigger now is I need to put that plug in my butt. No, like right. That's people laugh. They were like, okay, this is all crazy, but they went that far. They were like, okay, we might as well just do this.
Yeah.
And that's fun. It's not like expected for martial art scene.
Yeah, and also like that crew is insane. Do you know those guys?
Yeah, Brian Lee and his brother, right?
Yeah.
I just talked to Brian because I don't know the brother, but Brian is awesome.
That's the bigger guy.
Yeah.
He's insane.
He's amazing.
Did you work on Into the Badlands?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because he was working on that.
It was one of the double, something like this.
I think so. Yeah, he was doubling the comedian guy.
The guy from Hot Fuzz, right?
I forgot now.
Nick Frost.
Say it again.
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost.
Is that him?
Yeah, Hot Fudge is
love Hot
such
Fudge.
a good film. I love it. One of my favorite ones when they were in a prison, not in prison, in a police precinct, and he comes in and he asks something to this one police officer, and he's like, "Nobody says me nothing."
That movie.
And
is
nobody tells
fantastic.
me nothing.
I love that
it.
film.
They're such a cool duo. Them Simon Pegg and what was the other guy's name?
Nick
Nick Frost.
In front of you.
Yeah, it's right in front of me. I know. I'd just rather ask you.
So he doubled him on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, those guys are insane. Like I've seen their videos before, and so what is their vision? Are they want to create their movies? They're already creating their own movies.
Yeah, exactly. I messaged Brian actually. I said, you could be the next big action star if you carry on because you have the charisma. You know, like usually people look at action actors, right? They do martial arts. He's amazing. But what's most important is his charisma, even the way he speaks, the way he stands. It's funny. Could be kind of like the new Sammo Hung or something like this. If you push him in the right direction, he needs like feature films when he could be the lead and just perform. And it's that good.
And what he said, is that what he's looking into? He wants to be an acting.
He wants to be an actor. And
actor.
then I can see like they're doing stunts. I mean, I talk about Brian, especially Brian. He's doing stunts, but not as much. He's very focused on acting roles. Almost like Donnie Yen, you know, like they just want to do more acting, which is great because I think he did a TV show for Disney Plus called American Born Chinese, something like this.
Okay.
And he plays one of the gods.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish him the best. He's awesome. He's a very nice guy.
Awesome.
We never met, but he
Shout
does a
out
good
to Brian. Wait. Hey. Because we have all sorts of voices.
1, 2.
What is this?
Is the sound of music.
Is it for me too? Oh no, just
No, it's just-
fucking selfish. Give me something.
I don't know how to say it. You just got this one.
Let's get this.
Shout out to Brian.
Shout out to Brian Lee.
He's gonna be like, what the hell is wrong with these guys? Talking about action stars, who do you think are the biggest action stars as like also the fighting stuff? So Jason Statham, he's kind of not there anymore. You don't see him doing much fighting and action stuff. Who we have, Van Damme is getting old. We have Scott Atkins, who I just worked with. He also have back issues, but he's still considered to be one of the biggest line of action. And he smashed it on freaking John Wick 4.
He killed it. He killed it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I
mean,
messaged Scott and I was like,
he got literally killed though, but he did an amazing
He
job.
nailed his job. It's one of the best.
So Keanu Reeves also is getting old. So who are we having like up and coming new stars?
Is it Brian Lee? You know, if he has the right vehicle in terms of a feature film.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm very worried that the action actor itself, I think it's almost over. And that's my opinion. I don't think you know, like if you talk about action films, obviously movies today are different from the 90s. So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
these Stallones anymore, right?
Yeah.
The new action actors, I could be wrong, and that's my opinion, are Chris Evans, you know, like Captain America,
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, you know, like actors
Yeah.
first. They just need stunt guys for stunt double or whatever, but they would keep these actors, and these guys are action actors today. When you both think about action movies, Chris Hemsworth, Extraction, Thor, right, all this stuff. And I feel that in terms of proper martial art artists, yeah, you have Scott, Iko Uwais from The Raid, Donnie Yen, of course, but there's not more than 10.
Yeah.
And I feel that,
And Donnie Yen is like already 60, so
so I don't know, like Brian, hopefully, you know, but
so
other
we
than
have
that-
literally all the bets are on Brian, buddy. No pressure.
No, I mean, because that's the one that's more like working, you know, it's working today. I think so.
But also, would you agree that the appeal to a being action star as Van Damme, as like a martial artist, is less and less for some whatever reason? Because like, also we don't have like such appeal to anymore to like a Rambo and a Commando and Terminator concept either. We don't want things being blown up all the time, which is like, for example, Fast and Furious kind of milk that cow as much as they can, and it's like. One of the last one, Fast and Furious. I haven't seen the last one. The one before. I was like, okay, explosions. Okay, it's boring. You know. So what the hell is then? How do we even tickle those you know, the viewers? Like the one which we just talked about, the Brian, where he was sitting on that thing. Never
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
yeah. So that one was wow. I saw that. I was like, this is so outside the ordinary, you know.
Because that's not a martial arts movie.
No.
But do you see what I mean? Like,
No, I'm talking more about the genre. So what is going to
genre,
be
okay.
the next big thing? Like, also we are dried out of all the superhero movies. Like, how much?
superheroes
Yeah,
era is gone.
I think should be done.
People get tired now. Like, you know, they want something else, but they don't know
Yeah.
what else is coming. And if you talk about, let's say, okay, when I look at action films today, there's nothing that impresses me. Like lately, like I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm just saying as a viewer, it's always the same. The way it's shot, the action, the fight stuff. I can say that because I do the same mistakes. You know, like, and I'm like, I don't know what's exciting anymore, and I'm waiting for the next thing. And I feel like we should look at independent movies.
Yeah.
Because they
Indie.
will try something because they don't have the money. They will be creative, and then we'll just push something else. And
The
then
stories, we miss the stories. You know, like you can put as many. You spend all your budget on the action and putting the superstars next to each other. Like the film which I haven't seen yet, and I need to go see it, Oppenheimer. So that's something, you know. Again, they have all the recipe, the ingredients for perfect recipe. The cast is amazing. The story is amazing.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, you know, like also Napoleon is coming out soon,
Right.
which I worked on last year, and people say it's like really sick.
right,
Then The Witcher, like action wise, you know, I work with those guys, and they're still creating like these really cool, intricate action scenes with swords and all that kind of stuff, which is really great. And have you met Wolfgang?
no, never.
No, so yeah, the way his vision is really cool. Like I really loved working with them, and they never just kind of say, okay, this is good enough. No, they need excellent. They need like, if we're not pushing that boundary, there's no point. And on Netflix now, the Witcher, they not only what I love, they creating these videos and how they filmed it and what they did.
Okay.
So that's great, and that we need that to explain to audience what the hell's going on.
Yeah, but sometimes like as talented our colleagues are, you know, like it just goes to the editing, and if it's edited the bad way or the director wants to do something else, like you don't see the beauty of the stuff you've been created, and that's a shame. But at the same time, you're doing your job. You did. And our colleagues do their job like fantastically well.
Yeah.
There's just like somehow maybe that's the storytelling. I'm not even talking about the action. Action is always great regardless, but it's just if the story is not exciting, then the action, you know, like it's like, for example, that's a dream. I would love to see a movie that's as emotional as Forrest Gump with martial arts. I know it's weird to say that, right? But when I watch Forrest Gump, it really hits you know, like it hits me.
Yeah.
And then when was the last time I watched something like this? Never.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, but you cannot mix these two genres. maybe a director can do it. You know, maybe someone one day would manage to do this. Everything Everywhere All at Once is sci-fi, martial arts, and there's, for first time for me, I've seen Michelle Yeoh. She's a lead actress, East Asian lead actress in the proper role, finally, and you see her going all these range of emotion, and she's fantastic in the film. They managed to do it, and they won Oscars. Okay, that's even better, right? So where can we see like a storytelling that's moving, and then with some cool fights? Usually, it's always one thing and not the other.
Yeah.
And that's what I would love to see. And what comes closest is the Korean cinema. That's why I keep praising that cinema, is because they kind of like know how to put that together. But that's again not my preference. I could be completely wrong, but that's my
Because
opinion.
usually one of the problems is that if the movie does have like a fighting action, whatever, then the storyline is not strong enough or whatever. So it's like something is not, one is stronger than the other. And let's say like with John Wick 4 and the whole John Wick's, the franchise, you know, the director is the guy who's been stunts performer, stunt coordinator, so he knows so much about action.
Yeah.
But the storyline is also freaking sick, especially like the first and second one. I thought they were the strongest ones. So it's all I'm trying to say is like if you want to get a great action, you need to have a director who has that idea about the action very strong and has the storyline and the idea of telling the story.
Yeah, it all goes back to what we said before, the script, right? If the script is good, then okay. The fight would be exciting. I think that's what's lacking today. But for me, I can't. I try to watch stuff on Netflix, it just doesn't work. And again, the reason why I could say this, everything I'm saying now, is because I did all these mistakes by myself. That's why I try to rectify when I do speed dating. Okay, it's my first one. I'm gonna do more. I'll get better.
How often do you do speed dating? Wait, where's the...
Come on, timing, bro.
Wait. No.
Okay.
Hey! How often do you do speed dating?
Never. There we go.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Get better
that's
with this.
I forgot it's fun. Now we're going full on filmmaking. No, it's fun. Why am I talking about filmmaking?
Everything can be fun, buddy.
What is this?
That's that stupid car next door again.
Fuck.
But
It's so loud.
our shed is under attack. The aliens are attacking us. Wait.
Where's the... Oh, the aliens are attacking us.
Okay, there we go. Too late! Timing, bro, too late.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Is it still a thing?
The aliens are here. Are you giggling? Oh, shit.
It's all rehearsal with you. You see, you have to improvise here, man.
Okay, I see that. I see on action. I shouldn't have put my phone down.
Okay, the other thing, yesterday I was just thought about, like, obviously I'm very excited you came over, and I was just thinking this one concept, and I wanted to see your point of view. So there was a point where, how to put this? There was a point where martial arts like Kung Fu, Wushu, Tai Chi had to, for some reason, prove that they are capable martial arts, they actually can bring damage or whatever. Historically, or if you look at it, most of them, they never meant to be that way anyways. But I think because of the movies, they became that they actually are the ones where you can, hurt people and do stuff and lethal, blah, 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 blah. And then because of the movies, there was some of these wushu masters and tai chi masters almost like imagined that, yeah, actually, we can be lethal and whatever. And then some mediocre MMA fighter comes and beats the shit out of them. And
I saw the videos,
Yeah. And so the question is, so do you think films are brought such a huge impact to not even to the audience, but also to the people who are practicing those martial arts, that they start believing that they are untouchable and they're amazing?
100%. I mean, come on, you portray on film someone who does karate, right, or whatever martial arts, beating the shit out of 20 people.
Yeah.
You go back to the class, like, okay, I'm gonna do the same. You do the same poses, and then you go into a street fight, you get punched.
But
in the
don't you
face.
think it's a bit crazy though? A bit like,
Yeah, but that's
delusional. like like you do Tai Chi for that, or you do Kung
For
Fu.
yourself, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also Kung Fu is mainly for performing, doing these extreme cool moves. But films there want you to put the B twist with the kick at the end, which is like the most unpractical movement ever, which you're never going to use on a street or defending or whatever, right? But then it just boggles me that these performers who know that they do that for other reason, they somehow start thinking that I'm the boss,
badass,
I'm badass.
Yeah.
And especially like these older guys, when you see this, there's this one in China guy. He's basically traveling around the country and getting in these fights with these masters, Tai Chi masters, whatever. And those Tai Chi masters say, I'm gonna go fight. Like, how fucking delusional are you?
They get exterminated,
I
and
know.
it's fun to watch. You're like, all right, okay, like it's not a film anymore.
Yeah.
One punch, and you got punched in the face. You see the reaction, got punched in the face for the first time, and it's fun because it's their ego.
Yeah.
Back to reality, like like those kung fu stuff, whatever. I respect it. It's good for yourself in an athletic way, right?
Yeah, well,
but if you watch movies, all right, it's glamorizing martial arts. You look cool. That pushing on your face, you're doing that thing. Oh, you're badass. You can fight in the street. You go outside, you just get kicked in the face. It's good for the martial arts industry. Like when the martial arts movie comes out, people want to go straight to, especially back then. But yeah, I mean that's what people love the UFC. Just telling people, okay, now the real thing.
Because
is
even
this.
like someone like Bruce Lee, who was in amazing shape and did amazing stuff and was very fast, whatever. Again, but that's basically it's a time of when people learn so many different skills. Like MMA, obviously, in my opinion, is the most lethal ones because it's on standing with the strikes, on being on the ground. It's crazy to go and fight someone who has 3 or 4 different black belts or whatever, and their level is insane on all possible scenarios, right? But yeah, it's just it was like, I don't know why, but I thought about this yesterday and how, because like when I did Shotokan karate, like our competition was we would go on points. It's on speed. You get 1 point. That's it. You stay away. But for me to think that, to be fair, like if at that time when I was European champion in the karate Shotokan, if you would tell me if I could beat up a kickboxer who was like basic whatever, I probably would say yes.
Yeah.
And then you actually go, or Muay Thai fighter who
Even
goes
worse,
with elbows and knees and gets you in a corner on the ring, which we never go on the ring. We go in open space and shit.
Yeah.
It's just interesting how that.
It sells. Not like as in, it's fun. It's cool. You're the coolest guy doing this stuff. So people want to be cool too. Maybe for Jackie, Bruce Lee, like they look like super badass. You want to be badass. That's it. That's simple. That's the equation.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about movies. Let's talk about the books. And the book you suggested me, and I started reading it, and it's really cool. What was the guy's name again?
Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez.
And Mariachi and Desperado.
Yeah, Mariachi and Desperado. And I just started reading it, and it's a sick book about this guy who just no matter what are going to be directing. And it's so great to read these stories because sometimes we think like, oh, we're in position that there's no way we can make it, that we don't have this, we don't have that. This guy went on medical trials just to get enough money to do the thing what he really wanted to do.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
It's inspiring. I know it's extreme, like this proper extreme case. And that was also in the 90s, and he wanted to make his film like by any means necessary. And when I read this book, it's so inspiring to me in my world, in what I do, because I have to push it. Basically what he's telling you is there's no excuses. And again, if you don't have money for a scene, you have to improvise with creativity. Because he said as soon as you start to spend money, you spend even more. So it's like he's telling his crew, and there's no crew. If you read further, you understand he has no crew.
Yeah. I've already realized that stuff.
And like everything he does is like, how can I improve the shot to make it look like it's a big budget? So the dolly is actually a wheelchair. He puts the camera and is pushing it, and you're like, okay. He needs a keyboard in a scene. There's a kid that is only available for a certain amount of time. It's like if you have the prop, you will be in the movie. So and same for the jail. There's a scene in the jail. There's 2 people, like 2 guards. They're actually like working, and they're doing the scene because they already had the uniform, and just like it's like ruthless, relentless. I'm going to make my movie regardless, and that's that's as you talked about before. That's what buzzed about the film. You can watch the movie, but if you know how it was made, you're like, I really want to watch it. And I think it's very smart. They still paid a lot to finish the movie, like a Columbia Picture. When they watched the movie, they're like, it's fantastic. We're gonna help you to release it. So they helped to pay for marketing. But the film itself was $7,000.
But that's that. You see, this the thing. This concept, this kind of mindset, can be applied to anything.
Yeah.
To anything what you do. You know, it's so easy to find excuses. Oh, I didn't have this camera. I didn't have that camera. Shut up. What can you do with the stuff that you have? And I definitely would like to suggest to read this book, and I'm definitely going to finish it with the idea, like, sometimes you do think that humans are almost designed to come up with an excuse. We're designed to not to do something because
Safe
there's
space.
a survival instinct as well kicks
Stay
in.
safe.
Stay safe, don't do that. But end of the day, just, you know, I love that expression, just show up, you know. Just show up and do your best, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And people around you will gravitate to you because you're just doing whatever you can with whatever you have.
Truly, yeah. It's an accumulation of failure.
Yeah,
that's my career.
So his story started also. What is he doing now? What is his latest big?
He did
movies?
Alita, Battle Angel, with James Cameron producing it.
Right.
And that was 2019-ish. Like, it's based on an anime. I loved it.
Wait, Alita.
Alita, Gun in French. It's called Gun. Alita, Battle Angel. It was CGI film, like half CGI-ish.
Yeah. So she was this creature who they were
the robot, right? The cyborg.
Robot. They were fighting. They were racing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He directed it.
I really loved. Also, there's Ed Skrein, this actor who was the baddie.
The one of the big cyborg.
Yeah. He was. It's crazy. We go way back, long time. I was with him on the movie called In Darkness.
Okay.
One of my first movies about 70 years ago, and I have a crazy, funny story. Do you wanna hear it?
Tell me.
We were basically
Your story's always
year. That year, I got killed 3 times in 3 different vans in 3 different movies, and this was one of them. And basically, we were rehearsing in this parking lot. So the movie didn't have a big budget. So the main actress, the lead actress, was Natalie Dormer.
Okay.
Natalie Dormer, she's known mainly for Game of Thrones. She was playing one of the princesses or queens who got married with King Joffrey's brother.
Okay.
You know, so so well-known actress, and her fiance, I think at the time, he was the director of the movie. And the scene is, we're in a van. I'm playing a bad Russian as usually, and so now. The van is driving. Ed Skrein's character comes out, smashes the van, whatever, and he opens the door, and we start fighting.
Okay.
And our fight is really gritty. We basically fight, whatever, like. And there's a point where I'm shoving my hand into his face, and like, you know, and that was actually my suggestion to shove the. And the director was like, yeah, this is cool. And then. You know, we like having a break or something, and I run to the toilet, and we didn't even have the toilet, so it was just at a bush.
Okay.
And I just went there and I did my business, numero uno business. And as I was coming back there, it's like, come back, come here, we don't have time, like, let's rehearse. And I didn't have time to wash my hands. And as soon as we start shooting, I'm like having my hand covered with piss. A little bit, not too much.
Yeah.
And I'm just shoving it in Ed's face.
Oh my God.
And I just like thought to my head, like, oh my God.
Thank you. Now it's public now. Good job.
I don't care. It's
fun.
I think he would laugh his ass off as well. It's like, and he's such a cool dude. Like,
Yeah,
then
cool.
afterwards, I saw him. He was on Maleficent 2. He had a huge part, and then the last movie, which I actually was, I think he's involved in producing, it's quite a small project, and where he was playing this character who's a musician and not doing that well, but then he was walking down the street and saw this drummer guy, this drummer kid, but he had like a special needs, like, so he was very vulnerable kid or whatever, and he got him to play with him to do the drums and stuff, and the whole thing is around that. It was a beautiful movie, and I was supposed to do a little fight there, but I got a different job, so I couldn't make it.
Again.
Yeah. It's like
No, I did watch the trailer of the movie you talk about. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's yeah, he did. There was another big movie he did he was playing American Soldier.
Okay.
And I don't think that movie did very well, but I think he was a lead.
But he was into action before.
Oh,
wasn't
dude,
he?
he was in Deadpool.
The transporter. That was
Deadpool.
No,
He was
could
in
be wrong.
first Deadpool playing main villain.
Right.
He was the villain that Francis.
And okay, you might cut this one, but if I'm wrong, the transporter, the TV show, that was him as a lead.
Oh
right?
yeah, no,
Right.
I'm not gonna cut this out.
Right, cool.
Yeah, he was in Transporter 3 or Transporter 4.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did
yeah.
not do well, as far as I remember. But yeah, in Deadpool he smashed it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Well, did you see the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, so the villain was called Francis,
Right.
and he hated when Deadpool called him Francis all the time. He's like, I will say your name, Francis. He's like, do not say my name, all that shit.
See. Yeah. Right.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and we were talking about
Rodriguez.
Yeah, so he
Read
was
the book.
directing that one. Sick.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. I mean, you see, like from that film to like a studio movie like Alita, it's just
Yeah.
it makes me dream. I know it's kind of too big, but you need these kind of stories to just give you the motivation.
100%.
What else do you have?
Listen,
You know?
I would honestly suggest you, and you probably know that, and anyone who's listening this, if you have uncertainty about can you make it possible in your life, read autobiographies.
Right.
There's so many stories out there, and I basically first autobiography I read was Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis, who is Red Hot Chili Peppers lead singer.
Okay.
And his life story was insane, like how that kind of guy can make it. And I remember I started reading it just because like there was someone gave me, and it was one of the first English books I ever read. And then I was like, wow, so if he can make it, anyone can make it, you know? And we need that kind of mentality that,
yeah.
Just do it, do it, no matter what, you know?
Yeah.
And it's eventually going to happen. And like what I really like about you, I'm just going to blow smoke up your ass a little bit, start enjoying it. What I like really about you, you have your vision and you're very stubborn and you know this is how you're going to do it, and that's when you're going to keep. As you mentioned earlier, I want to have a quality. If I'm not happy with this, I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my name on it. And you understand how important that is. And that should be to anything and everything, instead of like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be part of this. Oh, I'm going to be part of this. No. You need to maintain to see that trademark. This is you, and you stay strong to your values,
Agree. Thank you.
So...
I try.
There you go. That's no, where this one. Yeah, there you go.
So it's very late on timing. You should work on it.
And now you say say thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm actually doing the voice myself, so it's double.
I like how you're doing the voice.
See, I'm doing the voice. Like I'm doing the voice over that thing.
know.
Love it.
I
Thank
know.
you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so we're not talking books anymore. That one, everyone read that one, and let's talk about people. 3 people. Who would you say was a huge inspiration for what you've done and it changed your life? And I actually also wanted to hear the story about your dad, and that's going to be the last thing we're going to talk about on this podcast.
I think it was Tarantino,
Okay,
Christopher Nolan, and Bruce Lee.
right.
Just because, I named 2 directors. Just I love what they've done. They write film and they make their own film. It's not like a franchise or whatever. Yeah. Okay, The Dark Knight, whatever. But still, the Inception and everything. I just love how polished the cinema is, and I just love the style. It's a preference. Tarantino, Kill Bill. People might not agree with me, but Kill Bill is one of the best martial art movie of all time because of the storytelling. And I love his approach to it feels like Tarantino is still in his world of independent film, even though the budget is crazy. But just his signature, and I just love the style and I'm just a big fan of their work. And Bruce Lee because of everything he represents for us. For me.
Let's go one by one. So the first one, that's probably out of all of these guys, that's my favorite guy for sure. It's Tarantino.
Right.
And, I did some research about him. I read his biography as well. And, there's not much to add. It's just an incredibly
genius,
cool
yeah.
dude. But I'm wondering, if you meet him in person, have you met him in person?
Never.
Never. What would be your question? What would you say to him?
I have no idea. It's how boring. I don't even know. Like what else? You want to talk about cinema with him?
Exactly. I know exactly what he's
fucking
saying.
Pope of cinema. Like, what do you want to say? You just stand here and say, "Can I just shadow you?" And
Yeah.
get out of here. I mean, that's it. I don't even know.
Because that's an interesting question. Like once in a while, I ask that to myself. Like, I remember the first time I was like kind of starstruck a little bit. Not a little bit. The first time I was starstruck was the second job I did. I was working with Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, and I was one of the casts on the Hitman's
right.
Bodyguard.
Yeah, right.
So, and I was so confused because I thought I'm just doing stunts. But
Right.
then, oh, you speak Russian, so you're going to be a cast. So they gave me a couple lines. And then when I met those guys, I had no fucking clue what to say. I'm going to literally just say like, nice shoes. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
right.
because Samuel L. Jackson, obviously, the Pulp Fiction, but I think at the time I wasn't like, But someone like Ryan Reynolds, Van Hal, what he was that? When Wilder, he did that teenage movie, which was like all about these students, and I thought it was the coolest dude ever. And I didn't know what to say to him. It was just like, anything what I would say, you already heard that before. So you need to come up with some weird kind of a shit out there. It's like,
You can't say I'm a big fan. It's lame.
Yeah,
You can't
it's
say
lame as
that,
fuck, I
you
know.
Like, and if you're in front of him, means you actually maybe work that hard to be in front of him. So I would still say I'm a big fan. I'm kidding.
yeah, because I would say like something maybe you would think something very original, like something you've seen something in the movie, and you say like, oh, what was going through your mind when you were doing this scene or that scene? But I'm like 90% sure that question being asked already.
Exactly. You just don't want to first be like boring to him.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I would just say, hello, sir. Very nice to meet you. And just this is already amazing for me just to do this.
Can you do this move, bitch? Yeah.
Shake hands. Do a backflip. Okay.
But yeah, like Tarantino, his movies are just, and like I really like the way how he pays so much attention to soundtracks. Because he was like, Pulp Fiction was, the Reservoir Dog as well. Like, there was all about, like, we're going to use 70% of the budget just to get a proper soundtrack. And that is so important. And that's one of the values, what I'm saying, that you just so see that vision. I need that proper soundtrack. And, like, to this day, that music is freaking sick.
Yeah.
It's
part of the cinema, like in history.
Yeah.
And the guy just loves film, working on, like, video archives. Watch every movie possible. So whenever he's making a film, it's a masterpiece because he's taking from everybody. And you have no idea. And he's making his own. That's why it's amazing about this guy. And he said, have you been to film schools? No, I've been to films.
And he was working. That was his first job. He was working in a movie store.
Yeah.
And would you say you can choose one or two movies out of his arsenal, which you would say like those are the dearest to my heart?
Kill Bill and Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards, man.
Just
such a sick movie.
I mean, just to be able to make jokes with the language.
Yeah.
It shows the level of the director, man. If you like with Hans Landa, right? Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Just because he's using this guy ability to speak different language and makes dialogue and storytelling. Thanks to that, you're a different level of storytelling. You think way ahead. Even when he does that, when they're all in a restaurant and they get framed by the Nazi general, and then they do this.
Yeah.
And you
figure glasses.
Exactly. Yeah. And then just because you're aware of this, and apparently he took that for a movie. There's another movie who did it, and he watched it, like an old film.
Oh, so
he's smart enough to show it to us then, because we don't know, and just to play with the cultural thing. Bro,
yeah,
what
dude,
you think is different.
It's so funny when you say this, because I was just in Germany, actually in Berlin,
right.
And we were discussing this, like when they're saying drei glasses. So Germans would say drei glasses like this, and Americans would say drei glasses like that. 3 glasses, and and it's so
subtle.
Yeah,
and this stuff is just. It's the experience of the director. You can't come up with something like this. If you watch the director at his maturity doing this stuff, that's why it's a pleasure to watch him or Nolan making a film. You have the best of what filmmaking can bring you.
What about Christopher? What was it?
Christopher Nolan?
Was it Dunkirk by him?
Dunkirk, yeah.
Yeah. I worked on that one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Just very couple little scenes. We were in a scene with Harry Styles, and we were just surrounded by all these fans. It was
really
crazy. But yeah, and one thing what was interesting for me, it was about Bruce Lee. When I looked into his autobiography, was that how rebellious he was since he was very young, like boy. Before even he got into martial arts or anything, he was so against the system. He was so against all that. That was kind of interesting thing. And also the other thing, he was such a philosopher. Like he always looked for like a deeper meaning to things, and it was very inspiring to see those things.
Yeah. He puts that in his film, like, you know, as I said, Enter the Dragon. The scene when he talk about the moon and hit the guy in the head, like, don't look at my finger, you know, like, and that's, it's great, man. It's nice how he was able to put his ideas in the film this way.
Yeah, and that thing when he says like I'm like a water. You put the water in a cup.
Yeah.
Become a cup.
But even the charisma during the interview, you're
sick.
like, for me as an East Asian guy, he's the first East Asian actor in the leading role in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the charisma today is unmatched by, you know, like, there's no other actor I can think of, with all due respect to East Asian actors, to that level of charisma.
Is there any Eastern European actors with any level of charisma?
Yeah, I'm sure, but it's just like the guy was too high, is wherever he was. Bruce Lee was just like
No. I'm just saying, like, you found your guy. Where's my guy? Why there's no like Eastern European guy? Today we eat potatoes. You
sure
think
there
it's
is.
potato, but it's not.
I'm sure there is. You just didn't find him in movies too.
I will make you a potato stew. Come to my house. Oh God. Okay, that's people. And then last thing, as I mentioned, tell me that story about how you decided you're gonna pursue the film industry, and your dad said you're gonna fail, and then when you got was that award or whatever, and then you like in his face.
Yeah. So when I quit my job 2012 for the pharmaceutical thing, went back to Paris, and I met my parents, and I told them I wanted to work in the film industry. My dad asked me if I wanted to work in production or marketing, based on my master, right? And I said, no, I want to become a stuntman. And he got, like, I don't even know how to express it. He was extremely unhappy. Basically tell me, get out. And like, go if you want to do your stuff, get out. My mom was very nice. She was like, we gave you everything we could. Sorry, we've helped with your studies and everything, but this is your life.
Yeah. And that was you, age of 30, right?
Yes, exactly. And it was like, she was like, okay, just be smart. Use your skills that you learn from business school in whatever things you're going to do. But leave now, because he's really mad and you can't stay. So I'm taking the bus to London with my little luggage, and I meet Laurent. And Laurent tells me, oh, we're going to become stunts. And I meet him and I stay with him. In his tiny room, I slept on the ground for 3 months, like illegally. Yes, I can say it. So I slept on my back protector. I didn't have enough money to buy a mattress, and it was so small. And one of the people who live downstairs, like, was thinking, this guy is not, like, is he living here now? And they asked me in the kitchen, by the way, are you living here? Yeah. I mean, no, I'm just stay here for a few weeks. And I was there for like 2 months.
Wow.
They told the council. And they were like, you can't stay there anymore. And I was like, okay. And I left. And what I wanted to say is that when I met Laurent, and he was like, okay, we're going to become stuntman. I was like, okay, where do we start? No, we have to train for the stunt register. And now, oh my God, what is this? You have to train for 3 years or something like this. Be good.
3 years sleep on the floor.
Exactly. Be good in certain disciplines, and then we're going to get some work. And I was like, what if we don't do this? And then we have to start as extras because we know no one.
Wow.
I was like, all right. Then the adventure starts, right? And I started as an extra. I got very lucky. In a few weeks, I had my first stunt job. Thanks to Joey Ansa. You should have him on your podcast. You would love it. So basically, I'm training in the gym, and he comes to me and he goes, are you free for the next 2 months to work in, I think it was in Bulgaria, something like this. And the movie called Street Fighter. I need a stunt double for my actor. And I got the job like very quick. I didn't hear anything for like a week or something. I was, it's not happening. And then next day I was flying over there for like 2 months. My first job, stunt double. Anyway, I struggle, still doing extra job. I'm doing some SPACT job, right?
Specs, for those who don't know, it's called special actors. Like, they have a little bit of action.
Yeah, it's basically extras with some action, but not crazy action.
Yeah.
Then I meet Vincent Wang on a 24 on a TV show. I owe him my career. I owe him what I am today.
Shout out. This is the second time we're shouting out Winston Wang, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, because when I was who I had was it? I think Jesse was in. We were talking about Winston.
Right.
Yeah, he's lovely guy.
Lovely.
And actually, I worked with him recently, and I was making everyone laugh. And Winston come over to me, and he's like,
Stop
"You're
this."
so funny.
Oh,
You're
yeah?
so funny. I wish you would be just as good a stunt performer."
No, Vincent is he's
super nice
so
guy.
nice, man. He was he was very nice to just like keep me around. Basically, when he had a job, he needed assistant. I was just here, and without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And then I keep on working. I did Doctor Strange thanks to him, so I was assisting him and Jojo, the fight co at the time. And after Doctor Strange 1, Jailbrake happens. So that's what I meant by those 3 years in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then my father, in between, still, every time I talk to him on the phone, he's so mad at me. I don't want to talk to him on the phone because he's going to put me down. I didn't tell him I was an extra because else he would just go, "That's it, you're a failure." He did say I was a failure. He was like, "You would never make it. Asian people in arts, are you serious? You're not Bruce Lee. You don't have his talent. You don't have his look. He has charisma. You don't. You're fat. You're this, that." And I was like, right, I get it. No, Asian parents, right? Hey, Asian parents. Never believed, right? And then when I did Jailbrake, when I did it, my father was like, "Oh my God, you're doing a movie in Cambodia? It won't be good." Anyway, movie comes out. It's doing pretty well in the country. I think it was the third best even today, like best in terms of box office.
Like revenue.
Yes,
the
in
income.
history, and it's the first proper martial art movie in the history, like the country. Like it's big for us. And my father, like, saw how big it was at the time. My face were in the streets, in the posters, on trucks and stuff like that. And then my father fly to Cambodia for the release. And he sees my face everywhere. My mom told me he was speechless. My mom was like, she was so happy. She was like, "Yeah, there we go." Like, and my father didn't believe it. So he wasn't talking so much. My mom was like, "Son, remember you keep saying he's a failure. Look, he went back to our country, make a film. It's going to be released in our country, and you will watch the release. How do you feel about it?" And my dad doesn't say much. Watch the movie, really likes it, bring his friend. I think he watched it 4 times or something like this. And people take pictures with him. I have a picture, I can send it to you. When he's standing next to, someone who liked the film, called that a fan. I don't like the term of fan, but there was a girl who was like, "Is that the father of the actor?" And they took pictures with him. And you see my father's face with my big head in the back like this, like just taking picture.
You send me that photo.
Yeah, I
I'll
sent
put
it
it, yeah.
And talk to him on the phone. He was like, "So, how does it feel?" He was like, "Wow, you made a film for Cambodia." And I said, "It's also Netflix soon." So he didn't understand anything what was happening. It was too much for him. And then I was like, "Okay, I did that for you." Before I left, when I went back and forth, obviously, during the 3 years. And I said, "One day we'll have a movie on Netflix." And my dad was like, "Yeah, you dream. Keep dreaming." Like in the small vignettes, when you see your face like this, one day you see my face here. And I said, in 3 or 4 years, I actually called it. And he was like, and my brother was like, "You're just crazy. Can you stop doing this stuff? It's crazy, yeah." And then it happened exactly in the time frame I said. And I said, "What did I say?" And my father never said he was wrong. Asian parents, right?
Yeah.
But my mom said he didn't talk for many days.
Yeah.
And then now my father is calling me and said, "Where's your next film?" He's asking for it, and that's why it was good for him, because my father, as I told you before, was also an actor.
Yeah,
martial
you
arts
told me,
movie,
but you haven't mentioned that in the podcast. Yeah.
So this seems a little too crazy. It seems completely fake and wrong. I didn't believe it myself. I was like, okay, now it's just an amount of bullshit. And my father just making stuff up. And basically my father comes back and he says, "I was an actor when I was young." I was like, "Okay, you waited 30 years to tell me that now." So it's a little far-fetched now. It's a little crazy, right? I look at my mom and say, "Come on." My mom was like, no, listen to him.
That's so cool.
And my father said, "I did a movie called Hapkido in Cambodia before the war happens, and I was the lead actor." And I was like, "Okay, sure, sure." Then I went back to Cambodia, and he was like, "Meet these people. They're still alive, and they will tell you we did the movie." I went there with one of the Bokatao guy, the lead actor of Jailbrake, and these people confirmed, yeah, he was an actor in that film. I was like, I still don't believe it. And I'm like, "Oh, that's too much." Because they didn't talk to each other. They just recognized, yeah, that was him, and he was the brother of this, and it made sense.
Were you able to get the movie?
No. Because, like the war, they just burned everything that was related with education or filmmaking or culture.
Any posters? Nothing.
Nothing. I'm still asking some people to find it, but I think it's completely gone. And they confirmed, yeah, he was an actor in that film. And my father flew to Cambodia when I did a movie called The Prey, and I met them with him. And they're crying, they hug each other, and I was like, okay.
Wow.
And I said, is that
Whether they're really good actors
oh yeah.
with all the crying.
But the reason why it was so weird is when they talk about their common friends, it was so lively. They were like, oh, remember these guys? The two Korean teachers, they did Hapkido. Yeah, you trained with. Remember that movie? And I was like, so you were a lead actor in a Cambodian film? And he was like, I was the first one. I was like, wait. Let's see. So today, I can't confirm it with fact. You know, like I can only confirm with people who tell me that. I don't see any interest for them to lie. But again, you need fact, right?
Yeah.
But if it's real, it's amazing. And my uncle told me the same. My uncles, they were like, yeah, father's
So
not
they're
lying.
all on it.
Yeah, they either all lie. But because, come on, you tell me that 30 years later, it feels a little, it's too much, you know?
No, but I mean, like, I get it. So he had that nasty taste of not continuing that career, because he probably had all these dreams. You know, they got all crash and burn, and so he suffered from that, and he did not want you to have the same thing. So that's a fatherly, you know, the defense mechanism or whatever, like to protect their offsprings, and unfortunately, you know, that's what especially old school parents do.
Yeah.
You know, they think they're trying to protect you, but at the same time they can damage you and do all these things. And, you know, my mom was always supportive. Like, she's like, do whatever you feel like doing. My dad, on contrary, he was just like, you know, you're not gonna succeed. You're not gonna do that. Just stay home, play safe, basically, right? But no, that's your story, man. It's really mad. And I wish there would be a way to find that video or that.
But
movie.
we're not done yet. We asked people over there, some producers, to find something.
Yeah.
We might not find anything. But
How many? So 30 years ago. And did he tell you what kind of character he played?
Oh,
What
he
was
said
it?
I was the lead actor, and I forgot exactly. I don't want to say something wrong,
Yeah.
but the movie was so happy, though. He was the lead actor, and he told me how he trained, how he shot the thing. He was obviously shooting in films. You know,
Yeah.
like it was amazing at the time. Yeah, and my uncles were like, yeah, he was an actor, but he didn't make a big deal out of it. Especially at that time, maybe it was a hobby or something like this. Because my father told me I was very handsome when I was your age. That's why I was an actor, not like you. I was like, all right,
Nothing. What happened with you?
and then he's making films, and the war happened, and obviously, like when my father came to France, I wasn't born yet. Like my father told me later, said, you will never understand what it is to come to a country you have absolutely zero. We are all locals from the Red Cross, you know, like the NGO. And when I was a kid, I talk about 5 or something, he was teaching us martial arts, like, you know, like in the garden.
Yeah.
And then he became serious with the karate after my brother got bullied. But he said we were too young to learn martial arts, but he was teaching us martial arts and stuff. And the reason I did Hapkido is because he did mention, I'm just talking about the fact he didn't say to us he was acting, but he always mentioned since I was a kid that he was doing Hapkido. And I didn't put the link, he made a movie too.
Yeah.
I thought he was just competing with me. I was like, no, come on, it can't be that petty. Come on, you know, like, but actually he did it, if he did it.
That's sick.
But yeah, that's the story of, and I have to carry on. Today is the opposite. He's calling me every 2 days. Any other films? Speed dating, that's it. I need the feature film. I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, like.
Would you consider to get your dad on your movie?
I would love to. That's one of my goal. I want to put them both, like at least as a, you know, passing by or something.
Do you guys
like
have any resemblance? Or do you guys look similar?
Yeah.
It'd be sick, actually, that he would play your dad in the movie.
That'd be fucking amazing. No, but I definitely put him in whatever I'm doing. And then also when I did Night Shooters, another feature film in the UK, and we...
Yeah, I saw it. I was on the premiere.
Really?
Yeah, Dolly.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. I'm going to put a photo to prove you.
Okay.
I went there with a lovely blonde lady there.
My parents were in that same...
Oh, they were there.
Yeah. And again, like, it was just for me, just to keep on putting... Okay, it feels I'm going nowhere, but I'm still trying to do whatever I can, and then just show them. And funny story, funny story again. Speed dating, yeah? My father went to Cambodia last June, and there's the International Cambodian Film Festival, and my short film is screened over there. We had no idea. I mean, he had no idea. So every time he's in Cambodia, he's watching my movie in the movie theater. So he's going to speed dating and he watched my film again in a proper setup. And that's amazing. Every time it's like fate, it's like feeding him.
Wow.
And he actually watched it with my mom. And he was, I love the sound.
Wow.
That's it. you
Good
see,
sound.
like so that was last June, and he watched the movie with his friends again. He said he watched it like yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, dude, we need to wrap it up. It's probably about 3 hours, but before we wrap it up, the last thing what I usually ask to my guests is take your clothes off.
No shit, let's go.
No, I call it the bombs of wisdom. So what would be your bomb of wisdom, or as kind of a suggestion to maybe a younger version of yourself, or just someone younger who wants to pursue being a director, being in movies, or just to pursue their dreams?
What I'm gonna say sound very cheesy because it's about giving advice. But if you're going with 99% of your will, don't do it. Keep your job, keep whatever you're doing, and don't do it. If you're willing to go 100%, even more, yes. 99, just you're wasting everybody's time. Your time, everybody you're gonna meet in your path. That's it. Because I can't stand people who are just giving half of what they could, or they complain. I'm not British. Obviously, come to that country I have no parachute. If I fall, I fail, I will fail big time. I have no one else helping me. I have no money coming out, whatever. So when I meet people here and then they try to do stuff, but they're very lazy. They do I want to do like you, but they just do nothing. I want to go, just give up. You're not meant for this, because people are more hungry. They will come and they will take your job or whatever it is. They will wipe you out. I'm one of them.
Nice one, my dad. I think this is a sick conclusion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Dude, such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Little dance. Come on, little dance.
No, I'm doing kung fu,
little
bro.
dance. Kung fu dance?
Kung fu dance.
Oh, shit. I'm wearing flip-flops.
Let's look at the
Come on,
camera.
man.
This one.
Oh, all of them filming.
Thank you.
Blah, blah, blah.
RENARS PODCAST.